because we not down the block. But we close enough. This ain't the West Coast, but we out West, baby.
Tucson AZ, Kansas quarterback Jalen Daniels leads the Jayhawks into one of the best quarterback matchups you'll see today in college football. He clashes with an opponent he's known a long time, Noah Fafita for Arizona, and the winner is bowl eligible. Welcome to ESPN College Football, presented by Claude. Center stage for the Big 12 today in Loving, where Texas Tech is tracking toward a win. That would give BYU its first loss and set up 3 one-loss teams to top the conference. And hey, Arizona 2-3, but 2 heartbreaking losses away from 7-1. But that we say hello, fireworks greet us alongside the former All-American and NFL linebacker Kirk Forrison. I'm Mike Monaco. Davenport joins us in a moment. It is an awesome quarterback matchup. Yeah. Jalen Daniels, Noah Fafita, and the winner, bowl eligible.
Yeah, bowl eligibility is what today is all about. In today's college football transfer portal world, you've got 2 quarterbacks who I call loyal to the soil. They didn't want to go into the portal. They wanted to stay with the schools that recruited them and brought them in. And both of these guys, fantastic at what they do. Throwing touchdowns, but more importantly, Mike, they protect the football. Only 4 interceptions for Fafita and 3 from Daniels on the season.
That's today's Player Spotlight, brought to you by Centos. Now, this is time for Kirk's keys. Give me for one of these guys a key on each side.
Yeah, well, I'll start with Noah Fafita. When you think you have him, you probably don't. He's elusive in the pocket. He finds ways to extend plays, and when he does, he always keeps his eyes upfield. And what does he do? Deliver a strike, and that's where the big plays come in. But this rushing attack, with both the running backs available for Kansas now, the RPO game is where the Jayhawks make their hay. Jalen Daniels, one of the best at doing it.
Jayhawks on the road against the Wildcats at home. When we come back, Don Davenport tells you just how far back these quarterbacks go.
For me, you want me? Yes. Yeah, Mike, it all goes back to middle school where these 2 quarterbacks played Pee Wee football in Cali. Thank you.
Cali. Don Davenport.
All goes back to middle school, Mike, when those 2 were playing Pee Wee football in Cali. Jalen for the Inglewood Jets, Noah for the Fountain Valley Barons, and they met in the Super Bowl way back in 2015. Jalen told me it was his last game. He was so excited, ready for it. They never made it that far, and Noah and his team came in and lit it up, won the title 22-8. Brought it up to Noah when they crossed paths at the Manning Passing Academy, where Noah told him, I barely remembered that game. Jalen's response, I've never forgotten it. So guys, here we are a decade later with maybe some more recent bragging rights on the line, right?
How good is that?
Yeah.
Noah Fafita told us that Jalen Daniels said to him, "I will hate you forever."
Trust me, I remember my Pee Wee days as well. You never forget the heartbreaking losses.
And now on the big stage in the Big 12. Line drive kick from late Marjan for a touchback. And here is Noah Fafita from Huntington Beach, California. Third-year starting quarterback here in Tucson. He has ripped it this year in offensive coordinator Seth Nagy's offense. 3 touchdown tosses away from breaking the program record here for a career, passing the likes of Nick Foles. The reigning Big 12 Offensive Player of the Week, and Noah Fafita basically only played a half in a crushing of Colorado.
Yeah, last week was almost a scrimmage against the Colorado Buffaloes, the way that they put in work in the first half. But the one thing I can say from last year to this year, without Teteroa McMillan, the first-round wide receiver, he's been able to disperse the football to all of his receivers. Right now, definitely great chemistry.
Empty quick throw sailed for Chris Hudson, 6th-year senior, second leading receiver. Noah Fafita's been operating at an elite level.
I think the level is not just elite. I feel like he's coming to his own. Like when we talked to him yesterday, there's a confidence about Noah Fafita. When you talk to him, he knows this offense, he knows where to go with the football, and he trusts all those guys lining up with the eligible numbers on.
Seth Nagy, the offensive coordinator, said this yesterday. Every game, there's a few throws from Noah Fafita that just make you say, man, that is special. This is on the ground with Ismail Mahdi. Runs it past the 30. Jalen Todd, the DB on the stop after 6, and it sets up 3rd down and medium.
Man, it's a big 3rd down here. This was a game I think is going to be won on 3rd down. Can they continue to convert the big 3rd downs right here, especially with Fafita? I think this is an opportunity for him to use his legs as well. And that's what his quarterback, or Brent Brennan's quarterback, we want to see more of.
2nd year on the job for Brent Brennan here at Tucson. Pressure comes. Fafita got rid of it quickly. Close to the line to Trey Spivey. Might be a half-yard short. We're going to check this mark. It is very close to that 35.
Yeah, this may just be a half-yard short. I love the route by Spivey, but I think he needs to get a yard deeper. And so they actually give it to him. I thought he may have been just a half a yard short as they hurry up on the football.
They're going to look at this. They put the nose of the football, you see, very close to the 35.
Of the runner making the line to gain is under further review.
Yeah, when I first looked at it, at first glance, Mike, it looked like he may have been half a football length short. I don't know if he got the full line to gain. I thought his route just came up just short of the sticks.
See Lance Leipold, his team at 5-4, 3-3 in the Big 12. Let's check it on the pass to Spivey.
Yeah, I think when he catches that football, he's about, I would say, about the 34.5.
Right there, ball in his midst, though. Is there enough right there?
That's what the replay booth is going to take a look at, is that, to me, if he catches the football and goes vertical right now, he's got the 1st down. But because he was hit right at the line to gain.
After review, the runner is short of the line to gain. It'll be 4.5 yard at the 29.5 yard line.
Yeah, I think that's a call that's only made from replay.
34.5 yard line.
When you look at it right there, and that's what I said, the 34.5 yard line, he had the line to gain had he was able to get vertical after he caught the football. But because he caught it with his hands, he caught it just a half yard short.
So we're getting fractional here, 34.5, a minute into this game, and in their own territory to start this game. Tate Nagy comes out to get it from Isaac Lovison, the senior from Australia. Only the 2nd punt on an opening possession this season for this Arizona offense that has been pretty solid all year. Nagy, the son of Matt Nagy, with a fair catch signal at the 20. So 6 years at Kansas for the bright, smiling Jalen Daniels, who you heard from last week, went over 10,000 career yards of total offense. This year's been a great bounce-back season for him. He told us last year was the worst season of his life. He's up for the Campbell Trophy as well. Academics, football, and leadership, one of our favorite players we've talked with all season.
Yeah, when you watch this guy, he's a true competitor, a guy who just loves football. And seeing him during pregame, you mentioned it, a guy who's all smiles, who loves the big moment, and loves the opportunity to compete and bring his team to a possible bowl game.
Daniel Highshaw is his running back and gets the call. Highshaw slips a tackle and takes it out to the 30 with a 9-yard pickup. Lance Leipold, we told you, His team in year 5 for him, 5-4, 3-3 in the Big 12. They came up short against Missouri and Cincinnati. They got frustrated in hefty losses against Texas Tech and Kansas State. Today would be far and away their best win of the season.
Yeah, this will be a huge win because right now they feel like they've had opportunities to win some bigger games this year, and they just haven't been able to do it. I know injuries have had a lot to do with it as well.
Good to see both running backs healthy, including Highshot, who gets spun down right at the line of scrimmage. 3rd down and 1 coming up. Highshot's been banged up. LeSean Williams has been banged up. This is only the 3rd game all season, 2nd in a row, where both these guys are basically 100%.
Yeah, you've got the duo, right? The two-headed monster in Williams and Highshaw. If both these guys are running the way that I know they can, it's only going to help out that guy right there wearing number 6, Jalen Daniels, because he's going to be able to not only hand it off on 1st and 2nd down, but it creates a great opportunity here on 3rd and short.
And you saw Emmanuel Henderson, best wideout for this team, on the ground with Highshot for a 1st down. And they're going up against an Arizona defense led by 1st-year defensive coordinator Danny Gonzalez that rates as one of the best in the country. Top 10 in the land in yards against per play, and they will bring the blitz as well.
Yeah, they're going to bring the blitz, and that's why I think it's paramount today for Kansas to run the football. You don't want to get into passing down situations versus Coach Gonzalez and his bunch. You mentioned it. They blitz at an unbelievable rate. They will find a way to get to Jalen Daniels. Only way to slow that down, run the football.
Fake it to LeSean Williams, and Daniels wrapped up around the edge by Tay Brown. Super smart, super tough junior linebacker and the 2nd leading tackler for Arizona.
Yeah, a little patience there by Tay Brown. Didn't follow the motion guy, right? Stayed square. Wynn made a nice play on the edge right there.
Danny Gonzalez was telling us he expects to see a lot of quarterback run early in this game. Like you just said, he expects to see a lot of the running backs as well. That's the expectation from the Arizona defense.
Yeah, I was here a couple weeks back, Mike, and Bear Bachmeier and BYU, they ran the ball effectively. The quarterback run, that's how they were able to defeat this Arizona defense. You may see more of that today.
4 plays, 4 runs. First pass, and LeSean Williams for a short gain out of the backfield. Tay Brown in on another stop and another 3rd down.
Yeah, nice job by Tay Brown again. He makes the stop in the run game, and now watch him, number 6. He's going to flash right at the end. Keeps his eyes on his luggage. That's his receiver, and a nice hit out of bounds.
Spoken like a man who had a short travel trip to get here from Denver.
That's what I was always told. Keep your eyes on your luggage.
3rd down and 7 on Jalen Daniels' first drive here on the road.
And notice all the defenders standing up for Arizona on defense. No one with their hand in the dirt.
Daniels batted away. Traden Stukes, the 6th-year senior field safety, broke it up on Cam Pickett, and it's 4th down.
Well, what did Coach Gonzalez tell us yesterday? When you show you're going to bring all-out pressure, the ball has to get out quick. And that time, Stukes, he knew that. I think he could have intercepted that football. He knocks it away with the left hand, Mike. But I believe if he really wanted to, he could have picked that one off and ran it in for 6.
Yeah, remember what Danny Gonzalez said to us? I want Kansas's offense to have no idea what we're doing. Try to give them, he said to us, 1,000 different pictures, all from the same look.
Nobody had their hand in the dirt, so that's one picture that this offense of Kansas has to see.
Finn Lappin has been a great punter this year. That one goes off maybe the front of the foot. Low roller at Luke Wysong, who gets tracked down from behind by the wide receiver, Emmanuel Henderson. No points first 5 minutes in the desert.
Presented by Claude, the AI for problem solvers.
The Arizona career touchdown pass record is 67. Willie Tuitama and then Nick Foles, and Noah Fafita starts the day at 65.
Yeah, this is probably one of those days where you feel like you want to get it. Homecoming, it's a red out. You want to do it right here at the home stadium, Arizona Stadium. It's a big day to join the record books of some of the elite quarterbacks in this program.
Got that 6-7 meme that I still don't understand. Ismail Mahdi breaks a tackle and runs it past the 30. 11-yard pickup and a first down for Mahdi.
Yeah, just a nice job by Chuba Ma'ai, being able to get a nice little block and get going on that nice first down run to start the drive.
3 different running backs that we expect to see in rotation for the Wildcats. This one lofted to the sideline and a nice toe tapping catch from Chris Hudson.
That's a nice job. That's a nice layered throw, right? You want to see touch? This is a touch pass because he's got to get it over the linebacker Kamara and in front of the corner. That's a nice job there by Fafita.
Maybe not as good as a toe tap as we saw in the Indiana survival at Penn State, but still pretty good from the 6th-year senior. Started his career at Oregon. Off the play fake on 2nd and 1. Fafita on the money with a laser to the touchdown machine, Trey Spivey.
That's a terrific route, and look, the protection held up. So not only you get the little play action, which freezes everyone, but just watch as the route develops. Spivey's able to put that foot in the ground and the length. Remember, Spivey goes 6'4", 212, and getting it out front and letting Spivey go grab it.
6'4", 7 touchdowns on 12 touches this year for Spivey. That's Mahdi on the ground. I mean, how good has Trey Spivey been with big plays?
He's Mr. Big Play, right? And this is one of those things where no one had a true role in his offense to start the season. And now Spivey, just when he comes in, all of a sudden, he just makes big plays, right, Don?
Yeah, he's Magic Man. That's what Noah nicknamed him. Magic Man. Every time he touches the ball, he's magic. And he told me it's his mindset because he knows he's going to be limited in opportunities. So he's got to make the most of it every time he gets a ball.
And Chris Hunter is out hurt today, so maybe a bigger role for Magic Man, who's already got 2 of the 3 catches for Arizona. On 2nd and 7, they fake it to Kendrick Risano. And Fafita on target again to Trey Spivey to the 35-yard line with 5 yards, setting up 3rd down and short.
Well, that's 3 catches for him already. 1 on the first drive and now 2 on this drive alone. So you're talking about a guy who needs to get the football more. They said, look, we can't limit his opportunities. We may need to give him more opportunities. Already 2 drives, he's got 3 catches.
And they always knew that he had different talent. They thought that maybe he'd be a rotational guy, like you were talking about with role definition, but Trey Spivey keeps making plays. Now 3rd down and 2 for Arizona in plus territory. Quarterback run. Fafita with a burst. Got a downfield block from Spivey. And Noah Fafita bumped out by Austin Alexander with 20.
And when you get all of these bodies going together, Maltia, you also get the extra tight end that's in there as well in Barmore, and then you get a running back in Risano. You've got a ton of blockers in front that allows Fafita. He doesn't do it a lot, doesn't do it often, but when he does, it's effective. You got that many blockers in front.
So into the red zone for this Arizona offense from the 16. It's an offense that put up 52 points last week in a convincing win at Colorado. And again, Fafita only basically had to play the first 35 minutes of that game. Back to the air and incomplete, intended for Spivey. Seth Daigie's been great. First-year offensive coordinator. Remember, last year to begin the year, Dino Babers was calling the plays. Daigie's only 36. Former quarterback at Texas Tech, had a couple of 4,000-yard passing seasons.
Yeah, he's a young quarterback's coach who's now worked himself into an opportunity to call plays. And right now, doing a great job at it. His relationship with his quarterback kind of has blossomed pretty quickly.
And he was middle of the screen, the black and red hat. Seth Daigie. On 2nd down, pressure coming. Fafita floats, end zone, hauled in by Sam Olsen for a touchdown. Dropped in the bucket by Fafita.
You want to see courage? Watch the end of this play. Kamara, the linebacker, he's on the blitz. He hits Fafita. He's not even able to get his whole body into this throw, but still able to layer it all the way over the top, and it falls right to the arms of Olsen. Sometimes you can't even walk it and hand it to Olsen. That's how good of a throw that was from Fafita. In the eyes of danger, the eyes of pressure, delivering a strike.
8 plays, 78 yards for Arizona. 6, 7? Well, how about 66 for right now?
It's all about the Noah Fafita show. It's homecoming, it's the red out. I'm just gonna call it the Fafita show. In the face of danger, he delivers a touchdown, bear down.
One student section can claim the title of Liv-Moss Student Section of the Year. Who will take home the trophy this year? Homecoming, red out at Arizona Stadium in Old Pueblo on a beautiful afternoon for football.
I love how geographical you got on me here. This is your first time in the desert? Look at you.
You got to orient yourself. We are looking from our booth straight ahead east. Right there, top of your screen, out in the distance, you got the Santa Catalinas. Everyone knows them as the Catalinas.
Yeah.
Beautiful day.
You're full on just Arizonian.
I mean, you were here 4 weeks ago. I got to keep up with you. That right there is Ian Wagner, the best touchback guy in the country. He is automatic this year, 48 for 51. To the studio, and Kevin Connors. Old Bart don't scare Kurt.
Yeah, you start talking Heisman. I know we're in November. That's a Heisman moment right there from Mendoza.
Second drive for Kansas. Foot in the ground for Daniel Highshaw. He gets swung down with about 5. Max Harrison on the stop. Yeah, it's a good survival there for Fernando Mendoza. Kurt Signetti and his team on the road against a Penn State team. Still has a ton of talent.
Yeah, a ton of talent. I mean, you had your quarterback, Aller. He gets hurt during the season. Still a lot of, 4-star and 5-star recruits. It's just in a trying time there at Penn State.
For Kansas, meanwhile, coming in after a win against Oklahoma State, 38-21 last week in Lawrence. Quarterback run and nowhere to go for Jalen Daniels. He gets hawked down by Dominic Lolesio, but we've got a flag down. Check in with Michael Vandervelde, who leads up this Big 12 crew.
Personal foul, face mask, 2, defense, 10-yard penalty, automatic, first down.
So that's Lolesio, the redshirt sophomore defensive end.
Yeah, he got that right hand right there in the bottom of the face mask. Once you grab it, you turn, it's where the call came in. So a terrific play, but can't use the face mask.
The face mask, the chin strap, or any helmet opening of an opponent, that seemed like it was probably close enough to satisfy that.
Yeah, I think that's the extension of that play, Mike. People don't know any opening of the helmet. So not just limited to the face mask, any opening of the helmet as well.
Direct snap, Highshaw after a shift, and nowhere to go. Max Harris, Malachi Bailey and company in on the stop for no gain. You're going to see all those pre-snap shifts, trades, and motions from the Kansas offense. They did it there to get the direct snap to Highshaw.
Yeah, and a lot of it, too, is just for communication for the defense. You'd be surprised the communication that goes into one shift, one motion, one movement on the offensive side. You can change the entire complexity of the defense.
See just how much motion they use in this offense, coordinated by Jim Zabrowski. No blitz here, a check down and a one-arm catch by Daniel Highshaw out of the backfield. Picks up about 2 or 3. Max Harris wrapped him up. Third down coming.
That's a nice job of feeling the pressure, though, by Jalen Daniels. He knows he's going to get hit, but just watch where he puts that football at. Out there to where his running back Highshaw makes a terrific play, but a nice job of feeling pressure by Daniels and getting out to now set up a 3rd and 8.
Third game back for Highshaw, who had a hip issue again that forced him to miss nearly 3 full games. Cam Pickett in motion ahead of another 3rd down for Kansas. The Wildcats show pressure, and it's a run. Highshaw tripped up off the left side by Tay Brown. 4th down.
Yeah, Tay Brown was one of those linebackers, crept up to the line of scrimmage. So there was 2 guys down, and watch number 6 on the left side. He finds an opening and just runs down Highshaw.
Why run it on 3rd and 8?
I think you're just trying to get the defense and trying to gash them. You saw that the first time on that 3rd down earlier, they showed blitz. So you're trying to gash them right through the blitz.
Tay Brown made the TFL, and it forces Finn Lappin out again. Redshirt senior from Australia, transfer from McNeese State with Luke Wysong back deep. Better this time from Finn Lappin. Fair catch signal. Right around the 15. 4:15 to go in the first in Tucson. football headlines presented by Twisted Tea. The American is loaded, and Texas Tech convincing against BYU in Lubbock.
Yeah, not surprising. Look, Texas Tech, one of the best teams, I think, in all of the country, not just the Big 12. Obviously, we saw Indiana come from behind, and who's going to take that group of 5 bid right now? Tulane? Is it USF? North Texas? That American Conference, man. That's just going to be a juggernaut right now.
So Memphis is 4-2. Navy's 5-1 as well. Ismail Mahdi. I mean, think about that. Navy, USF,
right.
North Texas, Tulane, all with 1 loss in league play, and then 4-2 Memphis.
For some reason, USF, Alex Golish, the head coach, getting a lot of buzz out there with some of these head coaching openings. The American, don't sleep on them.
And here in the Big 12, Arizona with the football late first quarter with the lead. Noah Fifita last drive 4 for 5, and he had his longest rush of the season as well, 19 yards. He has an eternity to throw. He tiptoes out of bounds, got shoved by Leroy Harris, picked up a few, and no flag for a late hit.
No, that's a nice job by Harris, playing all the way through. You toe that line, you're gonna get hit.
All right, so we had our bracket come out. We have our seeding. What jumps out to you as we check out the college football playoff rankings brought to you by Allstate.
Well, obviously, I think Memphis, we won't see them there come next week. Where does BYU fall at? You're at 7. Do they drop out of that top 12? Do they stay in? Or does it now, who's the next team that can now pop their way into the top 12?
First loss of the season for BYU. Pressure on 3rd down and 7. Bulls out from Fifita. It goes out of bounds at the 6 as Jalen Todd came on the blitz and forced it out.
Yeah, nobody blocked him. Todd's on the left-hand side. Watch Fifita. He doesn't even see him. He doesn't even feel him. And that ball is knocked all the way out. That is a forced fumble. And that ball goes all the way out, like you mentioned, Mike, at the 7-yard line. That could have been disastrous for Arizona. That's a nice job of reading the blitz, reading the snap count. And I don't know if that's on Fifita, if that's on his offensive line, because he seems to be a little bit upset. A lot of times those are maybe on the quarterback, but no one picked up the blitzing Todd.
Sophomore nickel, very mature, who's had a good season and has played a few different spots in the secondary this year for Kansas. Isaac Lovison handled the tight quarters. Away to Tate Nagy at the 48. Hops over into plus territory. A good field position for Kansas, down 7. Hey, 7:30 Eastern over on ABC and the ESPN app. Final game of the triple header. 4th-ranked Alabama in Tuscaloosa to host LSU. And LSU, of course, with a coach opening, one of many across the country.
Yeah, Frank Wilson takes over as the interim head coach. And I love football. We're in almost the middle of November, or the beginning stages. There goes some of the coaches fired since week 1. How many people had Kalen DeBoer fired after week 1? Remember that? A lot of people had Kalen DeBoer fired after week 1, and now he may be up for Coach of the Year. He and Kurt Cignetti.
Another drive for Kansas and a good run for Le'Shawn Williams. All right, so good field position. What do you want to see from the Kansas offense?
Well, I want to see this offense try to press the ball down the field. We haven't seen any shots down the field, but Mike, just because of where they got the football, I just remember this is 4-down territory. And if I'm head coach Lance Leipold, I'd be telling everybody on offense, guess what? This is 4-down territory. We got to turn this into points. They gave us a gift. Now, guess what? Let's go return the favor and give them points.
Backwards out as always for the OC, Jim Zabrowski. Play fake. Daniels. There is the deep shot. Downfield and nearly hauled in by Bryson Canty. Aiden Garnes had the coverage.
Yeah, I was calling for it because this is the opportunities, especially you just got the big play. You're starting on their side of the 50-yard line. And this, to me, is one that you hope that Canty could have fell right underneath. Just overshot him by, that a half a yard, less than a yard? And Daniels knew it. He had a touchdown.
Bryson Canty, who's been coming on, the 5th-year senior, Columbia transfer. Last week had his first Kansas touchdown. Was dinged up in camp, but a big part of this offense now. And 3rd down and 5. Pressure comes. Daniels got rid of it quickly, and a cut from Cam Pickett down the sideline. And Pickett bumped out of bounds.
Wow. Nice job by the quarterback. I want you to watch the quarterback. He realizes it's going to be blitz and sees the blitz, buys a little bit of time. Genesis Smith, number 12, he's the one that misses that tackle on the sideline. Nice job by Pickett making a guy miss. Remember, we talked to him right before the game. I said, you'll make some plays today? He's like, don't worry, I got you. I got you. Well, a huge play on 3rd down. And just a subtle movement in the pocket, knowing the blitz is coming. Jalen Daniels absorbed the blitz and able to get a one-on-one for Pickett on the safety, Genesis Smith.
26 yards to the Ball State transfer in Pickett, who had an ankle injury earlier this year. Daniels steps up and takes off. Jalen Daniels all the way toward the goal line, and they mark him down inside the 1. Jalen Daniels doing it all on this drive for Kansas.
Yeah, a nice job of realizing, hey, this is the perfect opportunity. You get into the red zone, and quarterbacks come alive, meaning that, guess what? You're going to find ways to get him the football, and now here comes that big bear package where they bring in a couple of extra tight ends.
And an extra offensive lineman as well. Tavake Tuikolovatu, the 6'6" redshirt sophomore, 54 in the white comes on, and Lance Leipold's Kansas team trying to punch it in. Right away, Daniels scampers in. It's a Kansas touchdown. What an answer from the Jayhawks.
That's just easy work. You get a couple of pulls and untouched. Jalen Daniels is that a waltz into the end zone? Is that a sidestep? But he's untouched by an Arizona defender as he gets into the end zone. Terrific play call, but an outstanding drive. You asked, what did you want to see from that drive? They put more pressure, were aggressive against that defense, made a couple plays and get the touchdown.
2 minutes off the clock for the Jayhawks, who had that great field position after Jalen Todd defensively set that all up, and then Jalen Daniels does just cruise right in.
Yeah, you got to make them pay. If they're going to give you the gift, you got to make them pay. And I thought this was just a terrific job of caving everything in by this offensive line and being able to get a tough yard inside the 5-yard line.
You know, it's so interesting with Jalen Daniels. He has operated at such a high level individually for most of this season. But Kansas 5-4, they've had disappointing games in their biggest games of the season. Lance Leipold was saying to us, his message after last week to Jalen Daniels was, don't feel like you have to win every game by yourself, that every play has to be huge. He's certainly capable of that, but like it's kind of always been with Jalen Daniels, you don't have to be Superman.
No, not at all. And I think it was a back-to-back losses to Texas Tech and Kansas State where you would think guys would lose confidence. You know, with so many expectations coming into the season, a lot of guys coming back, you got your quarterback back, and all of a sudden you see what he's doing. The 44% when he pressured, well, today that's went up a little bit because he's made some terrific throws while being pressured so far.
He told Don this week that they wanted this season to go better than it has. It's all about mental mistakes. He's focused on being disciplined here today. Another touchback from Laith Marjan. Week 10 Monday Night Football matchup. The Eagles, Nick Foles, former Super Bowl MVP, taking on the Packers at Lambeau Field, 8 Eastern, ABC, ESPN, Deportes, the app, Peyton and Eli on E2, and coverage starts with NFL Live at 3 Eastern, then SVP and the Countdown Crew at 6 Eastern.
They had some trades this week. The Eagles, they bolstered their roster. They acquired Jair Alexander, and then think about the Packers and what they did earlier before the season started to acquire Micah Parsons. You make those trades for November as this NFL season is now the contenders and pretenders, Mike.
And week 11 here in college football. About a half minute to go in this first quarter. Arizona back with the football. Quincy Craig checks in at running back. Fafita back to the air, and that's a drop on a pass intended for Javen Nunu Watley with Devin Dye, the safety, in coverage.
Yeah, and I think Watley, he saw Devin Dye bearing down on him. I think those arms got a little bit short on that last one. And now Fafita's got a rebound. Like that drive the last time they were out there, this Arizona offense didn't end the way they wanted to. So can they rebound from last drive where Fafita was hit?
Quincy Craig, Portland State transfer. We've got a marker down behind the play. One of those 3 running backs with Ricino, Motti, and Craig.
See if they get Alexander deuced. Number 63, kind of like a bear hug right at the point of attack.
2-80 offense. That penalty will be enforced. Have to the goal. Replay. Second down.
So on the left-hand side, you got the tight end number 80, Barmore, and then also the center, DeCambra, So you've got two guys. When you're in, one is engaged high, another one cannot go low. And to me, that just looks like a miscommunication on the offensive line. Multiple guys blocking the same player on a run that was on the opposite side.
So you had the great 8-play, 78-yard touchdown drive on the second possession for Arizona. They went backwards on their third drive, and now they've got second down and a mile. Pressure picked up. Fafita on the move, and he gets hawked down by Trey Lathan. Redshirt junior Mike linebacker, the West Virginia transfer, closes the first by running down Fafita.
Well, you know, he's one of my favorite linebackers, and that was an outstanding play from Lathan, man. This is the first quarter that I think we expected, Mike. 7-7, two teams trying to get the bowl eligibility here in Tucson. Second quarter coming up next down here in the desert.
Yeah, I think, Kansas is doing a good job making some plays and getting to our quarterback. We got to do a good job. We got to shore up some protection and get the ball out quickly.
Thank you.
Thank you.
It's basically been one good drive, otherwise 3 good defensive drives from DK McDonald's defense. against Seth Agee. And Brent Brandon's team starts the second quarter facing 3rd down and 21 inside their own 15. Four-man rush. Fafita, check down across the middle. He's got his tight end, and Cam Barmore goes spinning down near the 30, about 5 yards shy on a 16-yard pickup, and the punt unit will come out for Arizona.
Yeah, right now Trey Lathan, though, down on the ground, number 4, the linebacker. He was on that play on the tackle.
He's reaching down at his left leg. Told you the West Virginia transfer, leading tackler, DK McDonald, when we talked with him this week, is telling us how steady Lathan's been, how consistent, such a sure-handed tackler. The reasons why you just said one of your favorite linebackers in this conference.
Yeah, you watch a guy for a couple of years and you watch them grow at the position. And I'm trying not to speculate here, so don't get me all fired up, but it's a little hot down there on the field a little bit. And the travel from Kansas here to Tucson, Arizona, it's about 82 degrees down there on the field. I'm not saying it's a cramp or not, but we also got to be aware of that, these high temperatures and hydration.
Lovison sends one away toward Tate Nagy, true freshman wide receiver, who gets out of a tackle. Nagy on the move to the wide side of the field and finally gets run down by Max Harris. Good coverage from the punt unit of Arizona. So Kansas gets back with it. They went down early, and then you liked, with the good field position, the half-field drive from the Jayhawks.
Well, you want to see some more of that aggressive nature that they had in that last drive. They pushed the ball down the field, just an overthrow from Jalen Daniels to Bryson Canty. Maybe they go back to that. They set it up perfectly. Would love to see them kind of go back to that or rely on the running game. We've talked about it throughout the early parts of this football game. LaShawn Williams and Daniel Highshaw rotating with 2 guys that can really help out the quarterback.
2 quarterbacks in here, including Isaiah Marshall, who gets about a snap a game, and he can run. He's very athletic. Last week ripped off a 43-yard run. They like taking some hits off of Daniels, so they'll change the pace with these guys.
Well, yeah, you see where Marshall, he gets vertical, right? There is no trying to get to the outside. They get a couple pullers in front of him, and Isaiah Marshall gets vertical right now and gets a positive gain on first down.
Again, part of the reason why they had done this with him and Cole Ballard, another backup quarterback, is because, like we've said, Williams and Highshaw have been dinged up at different times this season. Daniels back in his normal spot with Deshaun Williams motioning out of the backfield. Protection holds up. Pickett's open, and Daniels spots him. Cam Pickett got around the edge, and he gets shoved out of bounds by Genesis Smith near midfield.
And it's just a nice job by this offensive line. Only 4 rushers for Arizona on that last play. So the offensive line able to block, communicate, and just buy time for the quarterback. He's just back there just, maybe having a little cup of milk, orange juice, whatever it is, and then finally, oh, I'm gonna go throw it. And Pickett came open at the end of the play.
Yeah, protection very good there against this Arizona defense. That was part of the troubles for Kansas in those losses against Texas Tech and Kansas State. Set up a screen to the tight end, Bowden Groon with all kinds of running room. Groon gets tripped up near the 30 by Dalton Johnson on the tight end screen for 22.
Yeah, it was a tight end hide screen, because you remember the tight end, he's got to hide in there. So he's hiding for a second, and then late the ball gets thrown. He almost ran into his offensive lineman, Amir Herrick, but a nice job of holding off and the timing on that play.
Williams on the ground. About these last 3 throws, 26 to Pickett, 22 to Pickett, 22 to Groon, behind an offensive line that Lance Leipold said to us.
Illegal substitution number 4 was the 12th player on the field running off. 5-yard penalty, still first down.
So that'll back up the Jayhawks. An offensive line that had its confidence dented in the games against Texas Tech. They're going to call that on Arizona, it looks like, instead.
Yeah, they called it on Arizona. I think it was late. That's why they sped up so quickly, because they realized that Arizona had too many guys on the field. And that's what happens when you're flowing and you get a big play. That's where this offense is right now. Really aggressive here. Again, back-to-back drives here, Mike.
Inside the 25 for Jalen Daniels and the Jayhawks. Fake it to Pickett. Daniels under pressure, tries to get rid of it, and Daniels did with Riley Wilson, the 6th-year senior edge, bearing down on him.
Well, that was good discipline by the Arizona defense. Leighton Cure, they tried to run a screen play, and the defense was not full. They took it away. See how he's in the pocket? Daniels is like he's trying to get the ball over there, realizes I don't have anything. I got to get the ball away, and great awareness of not only getting out of the pocket, but also locating a player to get that ball so it was not called for grounding.
That's some of the stuff we were talking about earlier. Don't let your tough situations under pressure, as Lance Lappold said, was go from bad to worse for Daniels. A run with Williams. Tried to bounce it and couldn't. Aiden Garnes in on the stop for a loss of 1.
Yeah, nice job by Garnes. Very patient. You get corners that can tackle. Well, let's just be honest. You have to learn. You have to know how to tackle if you want to play for Coach Danny Gonzalez. That's all he preaches to his team. And a solid tackle now brings up a 3rd and 6. And let's see what the pressure looks like for this Arizona defense.
Yeah, it's a lot of Garnes and Cole at corner. For a 2nd straight week, there's no Marquise Groves Killebrew out injured for Arizona's defense.
And here's this little look right over.
Daniels floats one. End zone hold in Henderson. A beauty from Daniels to his top wideout.
Wow, what a throw. What a throw. It was really because of the route. The route is what really made this play work, because you needed time, but just watch this route. It's going to go up here, and he's going to buy enough time and space, and watch how the quarterback, Jalen Daniels, he throws to the spot, not to the receiver, but to the spot, and allowed the receiver to run up underneath that throw. That's how you do it if you're the quarterback.
6 plays, 78 yards, and a heck of a ball from Jalen Daniels to Emmanuel Henderson. Comes out of the witness protection program that he was in the last few weeks, and the Alabama transfer gets involved.
Man, he was getting the ball the first couple weeks of the season. It's like, who's going to stop him? Teams caught up, but he said, nah, I'm back. And Jalen Daniels throwing to Mr. Henderson. And now Rock Chalk Jayhawk up 7 here in Tucson. couple of good throws from the quarterback, Jalen Daniels. Made a smart decision, too, in throwing a ball away that a play that was not going to happen, but, man.
So Kansas up 14-7 early on in the second quarter. And another touchback from Laith Marjan. For 20 years, Allstate has celebrated every field goal and extra point made at participating universities by donating to the university's athletic scholarship fund supporting all student athletes. Thank you to Allstate. So Arizona's got to answer now. 5-3 overall, 2-3 in the Big 12, coming off the win against Colorado after the heartbreakers against BYU and then Houston.
I think you mentioned it last week versus Colorado. This offense was scoring every drive almost in that first half, and now you get to this game, and so far only the one touchdown. Can this offense kind of dig out of themselves out of this hole?
Quick throw. Brent Brennan promised that. Luke Wysong without much room to operate. Year 2 for Brent Brennan. Really good bounce back from the frustrating season last year. I mean, 4-8. They lost 7 of 8 to finish the season after they were preseason number 21.
Yeah, but remember last year he came into a program that they lose Jetfish, the coach, to Washington, and now he's trying to figure out who wants to be here. You got NIL, you got transfer portal. That's why you've seen, I think, the uptick in wins this year, because they finally got guys who want to be here.
Kendrick Riccino got a lane. Hops down with a 13-yard pickup and a first down.
Now you get a couple of pulls here, but there's a flag that came. Is that a
mouth guard?
Player down. A mouth guard that came out. Yeah, it's also a lime green mouth guard.
You got 2 players down for Kansas after that collision. Looks like Tommy Dunn Jr., the defensive lineman, bore the brunt of that. We'll step aside. We will check on the Jayhawks when we come back.
ESPN College Football, presented by Claude, is brought to you by Fairlife. College Football, presented by Claude, is brought to you by Fairlife. Enjoy great taste and nutrition with Fairlife Ultra Filtered Milk.
This is the first football meeting since 1966. Plenty of good basketball meetings. And then how about Koa Pete and Darren Peterson, two of the best freshmen in America, already showing that.
Oh, man, this is when you hear Arizona, Kansas, you automatically think basketball. I think the football version, you mentioned it now, with the Big 12 and Arizona joined the Big 12. We're going to see some big games and big matchups, but, man, they've had some battles in basketball.
By the way, Tommy Dunn took a headshot, friendly fire, the shoulder of his teammate Austin Alexander. Walked off under his own power. 3-yard run there, Ricino wrapped up by Lyric Rolls. What's at stake? The winner of this one becomes bowl eligible. For Kansas, it would be a third bowl in the 5 seasons under Lance Leipold. For Arizona, it would be only their third in the last 10 seasons. Both these teams want more than just that, but would be the next feather in the cap, the next checkpoint this season. On second down and 7. 4-man rush against Noah Fafita. Dragged down by Dak Brinkley, the redshirt freshman backup defensive end, the son of the former South Carolina star Jasper Brinkley.
Watch Brinkley on the outside. He's on the right side of your screen. He's just going to hold on. This is where you have grip strip. See, watch the grip. He gets that left hand and just trying to grab cloth. That's what you're taught. If you can't get to him, just try to grab any piece of clothing, and that's where the grip strength come in, Mike. I used to get the rice buckets. You ever get a rice bucket? You know what that is?
Not me.
You dip your hand in the rice and you grab, but that's the grip strength that you do during practice. After practice, it was on display right there.
Only when I get a little liquid into the foam. You go to the rice bucket.
Oh, I hear you. Good call. Good
Third
call.
down and long. Fafita is swarmed and brought down again. Dak Brinkley finishes him off as Kansas brought heat.
Yeah, this really is DJ Withers, number 52. Watch this move by Withers. He's going to come up here, and he tried to set the pick, but he didn't need to because the offensive line just was not able to communicate. See how Withers goes up, and he just nice little move to the outside. He didn't finish it because Brinkley came through and did a good job. That's good team defense right there by this Kansas group, finding a way to get to Fafita.
We came in talking about Arizona's defense. Kansas's defense has been the story so far. They have flat out been the better unit of the two. And it'll be great field position for the Jayhawks. Just outside their own 40, up by 7 in Tucson. singles hitter here. Home run hitter Kirk Morrison. Kev, Trevor, thank you guys very much. Back in Tucson. Good starting field position for Kansas. Daniel Highshaw off the left side. So why is it that Kansas's defense has been so good? Arizona's is the one that has all the accolades coming in, and yet they're getting a lot from Kansas's offense.
Yeah, well, I think right now, offensively, they're 3 of 5 on third down. And so, to me, they're getting into favorable positions. They're getting into, right now, 2nd and 5. They're doing a good job on first down. Remember, the previous drive, they brought in the backup quarterback, Isaiah Marshall. They got 6 on first down. So, to me, right now, it looks like they've been able to get positive yards on first down and been able to do some things on second.
Little option, and Daniels keeps it. He's got a first down. In the plus territory, Aiden Garnes on the stop.
You know, it was interesting that we talked about this yesterday with Coach Danny Gonzalez, that the worst thing for defense to be in is in 2nd and 5 because it opens up the entire playbook for the offense. And you're seeing right now Kansas offensively, they've been able to do take some shots deep down the field or run the quarterback keeper on that last play, all predicated because they've been getting positive yards on first down.
Well, here's Isaiah Marshall again on a first down. Daniels does stay in the game. He calls the play in the huddle. They fake it to Daniels. Marshall, the quarterback, to the edge, tried to get rid of it. There is a marker down. Genesis Smith was bearing down on Isaiah Marshall.
I think they get 87, Leighton Cure, the tight end, on a little hook. But this play almost could have worked.
Holding for 87. Offense, 10-yard penalty, still first down.
So it's 87, Leighton Cure. He's just trying to, it's right there. You see there, it's right here. So that's an easy one for the officials. He's trying to hold that edge, and that ball, it should have been thrown away too, right? It could have, if it's not there right away, you throw the ball away, but now because you got an inexperienced guy trying to make a play, that's where the penalty also comes in.
So first down and 20. It's a give, and it's Highshaw. Boy, doesn't he just look fresh running it as well? We told you third game back healthy from the hip issue.
Yeah, I think he looks fresh because he's got a running mate now, right? They haven't had this opportunity for most of the season. Just their second game back since, what, week 1 for Highshaw and Williams at the running back position. So I feel now you can go 100% knowing that I've got a guy who can come in, and there is no drop-off. To me, I think it's 1A and 1B when it comes to these running backs, LaShawn Williams and Daniel Highshaw,
who Lance Leipold said to us has played some of his best football recently, especially the last 2 games he saw. Highshaw with the lane up the middle, and Highshaw rumbles forward inside the 30. First down and 17 yards for Highshaw.
Well, let's give credit to this offensive line, right? All these starters along the offensive line, this is just getting vertical, making guys miss, pushing guys away. Just outstanding blocking, and you got a running back that just finds a way to get down to the crease. See, he allows the blocks to develop, and watch how he gets vertical right now. That's an outstanding job by Highshaw.
Max Harris, the linebacker for Arizona, senior Texas State transfer who wears the green dot, he's down. He got tangled with a couple of Kansas offensive linemen on the right side of the formation, and he's down. Very important piece on the defense. Brent Brennan said to us, Harris has been really impactful. Danny Gonzalez was saying he is the leader on the defense.
I think he gets rolled up on the play. He's in there at the point of attack. And a couple of offensive linemen kind of fall backwards on him. And he immediately grabbed his, I think his right leg.
It's a defense that is already missing another one of its leaders, 5th-year senior defensive end Trey Smith, who's out for the season after Trey Smith suffered a torn rotator cuff a month ago
right leg
against Oklahoma State.
Here he is right here. And watch the end of the play. You get a couple of offensive linemen falling right here on the right, looks like leg of Harris.
hope it just looked worse than it is, but Max Harris unable to put much weight at all on that as he gets helped off the field. So this defense gets tested even more with Kansas's offense in gear. Just inside the 30. 6 minutes to go till halftime. High shot. Broke away from one, but swarmed moments later. Deshaun McKnight in there, along with Myron Robinson. Talented true freshman who ascends to a bigger role without Harris.
Yeah, watch number 10 on the right side of the screen. He's going to come in and just finish the play. You mentioned it. He's going to be in for Max Harris until we figure out what may happen, and we'll get his status in a little bit. But you mentioned Myron Robinson, a lot of upside, just a true freshman, just running around. Once the game slows down for him, they think he's one of their next up-and-coming defenders.
Basically hadn't played all season before last week when he got some run. Across the middle and incomplete. Cam Pickett could not haul that in from Jalen Daniels, so it's 3rd down and 11. So you're in field goal range for Kansas. You want to keep it that way if you're Jalen Daniels staring down 3rd and 11 against this aggressive Arizona defense.
Yeah, how aggressive are they in this situation, right? We've seen the blitz get beat today a couple of times by this Kansas offense. Does Coach Danny Gonzalez stick with it and bring some more pressure, especially with one of the linebackers, Max Harris, out?
Quarterback draw with Daniels, and Robinson wraps him up. The true freshman still finding his way, but so talented, hung with Jalen Daniels on the draw, and the field goal unit comes out for Kansas.
Yeah, nice job on 3rd and 11. No pressure there by the Arizona defense. Everybody just stayed back, and a nice job by, you mentioned, Myron Robinson. Kept his eyes on the quarterback, Jalen Daniels, and right there for the hit.
Plenty of jawing. Tia Savea extricated from the pile there. And it brings out Laith Marchand, who's been excellent over these last couple of seasons. This year, the transfer 12 for 12. That's a Kansas school record for most consecutive field goals made. It broke the previous record from all the way back in 1984. This from 46 for Marchand. Went from East Carolina to South Alabama and now to Kansas. Marchand wants you to knock on wood. It's a 2-score game inside of 5 to go in the 1st half. Let's check in with Don.
Yeah, Laith, guess what? Soccer was his sport his entire life, and then he was unexpectedly cut from his high school soccer team his freshman year, so he tried out for football just to stay in shape until club soccer started back up. Then he fell in love with the game, said it was all a blessing in disguise. Guys, now 13 for 13 this year. He was 16 of 17 last year in field goals. He told me he tries to avoid talking about his streak and talking about his success, but he can't avoid it here at Kansas. And he also did ask me to knock on wood while we were on the phone chatting about it. I want to point this out, though. He has hit 65-yarders consistently in practice, has had to earn everything he's gotten, every opportunity, and he is just loving it right now.
65 in practice for a guy who's been good in game from up to 55.
You always love your kicker when he's doing his job, right? So far, he's having a blast doing it.
I was worried that we were going to give him the announcer jinx, but we did not. We made it.
You're off the hook, Don.
That's right.
Only the 2nd time Kansas has led by double digits on the road this season. They also did at Mizzou in the rivalry game early this year. Time for Never Settle, brought to you by State Farm, and Kansas's defense has been impressive.
Yeah, they're not settling. They're not settling at all. They're just trying to find ways to create more and more pressure on Noah Fafita. That time, Jalen Todd, he comes on the outside, knocks the ball away. And then Brinkley, with a nice little spin move, he brings Fafita down. And here on this last series, just watching the defense, finding ways to create pressure, more and more opportunities to bring Noah Fafita down and make him uncomfortable in the pocket.
3 sacks from DK McDonald's defense, 1.5 of them from Dak Brinkley. Arizona has already punted 4 times today. There's not been a game this year where they've punted more We still have a half and 4+ minutes to go. Fafita zips one off the mitts of Trace Spivey. Did have to reach for it, but Spivey couldn't haul that in.
So now that's an incompletion on first down. And this is a little bit of adversity for this offense. Do they even get back to the running game? I feel like down 17-7, you're still right in this football game, but do you go away from trying to be a little bit more balanced, or do you put it all on the quarterback, Noah Fafita, who you feel can bring you back?
By the way, there's Max Harris, Arizona's senior linebacker, headed to the locker room. Yeah, Kansas won the toss and deferred, so Arizona got it to start the game. Kansas will get it out of halftime. Fafita zips one into a tight window, complete to Chris Hudson. Lyric Rawls, the safety, was in coverage, and it's a first down for the Wildcats.
Good to see that connection, right? That's a connection that we thought we would see more of today, but a terrific route from Hudson and ball delivered on time by Fafita.
Second catch for Hudson. Across the middle, here's Nunu Watley. He gets a positive gain past the 45. Rawls wrapped him up, and that's a 9-yard pickup.
I think you may get a little more tempo here. Before you had a little huddle, and now you get a couple of nice little plays, and now the tempo from this offense of Arizona.
Seth Dagey there in the middle calling the plays. Kansas was trying to get its personnel off the field, and there's a flag down, but it looks like Lance Leipold got the timeout first.
Illegal substitution. Kansas has called their first charge timeout of the game. 30 seconds in length.
So he did get the timeout in, with Kansas shuffling personnel, and as you said, Arizona going up tempo.
Yeah, I think the up tempo is probably just giving a little bit of life to this offense. Last couple of drives, they've had what? They've had some sacks, they've had some breakdowns in their protection. That's why I think you go a little bit no huddle. You keep some of these defensive linemen on the field as well.
Well, you got this Arizona team at 5-3, and talking to the staff yesterday, they feel like they could easily be 7-1. You guys were here for this BYU game in double overtime.
Yeah, Hank Bachmeier just could not be stopped, and then an opportunity there from Watley at the end could have been the game winner.
And then week 8, the very next week at Houston, the Cougars eventually hit a game-winning field goal at the buzzer from Ethan Sanchez. So a double overtime loss by 6 and a 3-point loss on the road at the Horn. Second down and short, and Fafita with his legs with a huge running lane into plus territory inside the 40, 15 yards.
I want you to watch all of the defenders. They all go to the right. Watch, everybody's moving toward the right, and then you get a pull to the backside, and there goes Fafita. That's a nice play call at the right time by Seth Dagey.
Fafita on the roll. Plants. Deep shot downfield and incomplete. Intended for Watley, but that was sticky coverage from Jalen Todd.
Oh, man, Todd. He's having himself a game. Remember, he had the force out earlier, or the force fumble on Fafita, and this time, Watch has the hand. Just as that ball is probably going to go into the midst of Watley, a tremendous job of timing by Jalen Todd. That's no pass interference. That is great coverage by number 26, the sophomore from Detroit.
Started the year playing corner on the outside, has moved inside as this season's gone along. Quick one, and a turn of the corner for Chris Hudson. Third down coming up, Jalil Hurley, the backup corner on the scene.
I think it's 4-down territory as well for Arizona. They feel like the game's not slipping away from them, but definitely the momentum on the Kansas side. You feel like you got to get points, whether it's a 3, whether it's the touchdown. You're going to need more yards. I wouldn't be surprised if 4th down comes up and they're going for it.
It's been an inconsistent field goal kicking game for Arizona this year. Pressure coming. Fafita the fake, and then a catch made along the sideline by Chris Hudson. Boy, how about the sleight of hand from Noah Fafita?
Yeah, it was the double clutch. He had Leroy Harris bearing down on him, and just the fake got Harris off of his feet, and that bought the time needed for Fafita to get the ball to Chris Hudson for the first down.
I mean, look at how nifty this is.
See that? Just the fake got Harris, just the pause, just for a second. That's all you need from Fafita. Unbelievable throws from different arm angles, and there's another one right there on display.
Ticking toward the 2-minute timeout. They got the snap away. Fafita had his throw altered there, incomplete as we hit the 2-minute timeout. With pressure coming off his right side, Fafita will face second down with Arizona marching down by 10 ahead of halftime after this. Huge. Both those teams 4-1 in the Big Ten. Here in the Big 12, Arizona driving before halftime inside of 2 minutes to go. All 3 timeouts. They go on the ground with Kedrick Risino. Gets wrapped up 1.5 yards, ran into big Blake Harold, who's been an awesome defensive lineman this year.
Yeah, that's a great job by Harold, just staying in there. Didn't follow the offensive lineman or pulling to a different side. He stayed right in, made a terrific tackle. Now you're playing a little bit of time management here, Arizona. Does Kansas try to call a timeout here after this play?
Yeah, they have 2 of them. And again, all 3 for Brent Brennan. Just a 3-man rush. Plenty of time. Fafita then had to get rid of it and intercepted by Harris. The defensive end, Leroy Harris, on the move. Harris all the way. .77 yards on the run back, but is there a marker down?
I see everybody going back to spawn.
Holding number 26, defense. 10-yard penalty from the previous spot. Automatic first down.
Oh, that flag was right there. It was on. Right, we didn't see it. Yeah, it was on the 20-yard line. On that striped 20-yard line, red, white, and blue in between. And it wipes out an unbelievable effort by Leroy Harris III, who did a tremendous job dropping back in coverage. Showing blitz dropped out, and they forced what would have been a turnover and a touchdown. And now Arizona gets to keep the football.
And gets a first down out of it. So 102 to work with. Fafita on the run, and Fafita goes spinning down. All right, so let's have another look at it. The holding call on Jalen Todd.
Yeah, right in the middle of the screen on Watley. And you can see he has a hold of him. So, yeah, that is a foul.
Absolutely.
That is a foul. I don't know if Kansas fans are saying, oh, how could you call that? But that is a foul right there in the middle of the field by Jalen Todd, who's having a great game.
So it takes away heroics from Harris. And now Arizona trying to punch it in. Fafita steps up, floats one. Quincy Craig turned the corner, reaching out. Did he get there? Touchdown!
It's all effort for Quincy Craig here. Watch. Does the knee come down before that ball touches? Oh, that's a touchdown. That is an unbelievable effort by Quincy Craig, 5'10", 196. And he's walking on air, extending that ball with the left. It gets in there for the touchdown. Wow, just the emotions of the last couple plays. What would have been a pick 6 for Kansas, a run by Fafita, and now a Fafita touchdown to Craig. And now you're down 3 points.
After the extra point from Michael Salgado Medina. Brent Brennan is fired up. I mean, it could have been 24-7. Instead, Craig finishes. Got away from Bengali Kamara. This was special.
But I always love when quarterbacks step up in the pocket instead of stepping back. By Fafita stepping up in the pocket, it put pressure on the defense. But then he saw Craig come available late, get that ball out there, and just unbelievable effort by number 24, Quincy Craig. This is an unbelievable running back room. A lot of guys vying for opportunities, but Craig, more the receiving back, showed you why he's in the game. And that's his first receiving touchdown of the season.
So he ties the program record, pulling even with Willie Tuitama and Nick Foles with 67 career touchdown passes, and that's enormous. Again, Kansas getting the football. Instead of them being up by 17 with the ball coming, Arizona pulls to within 3. Ian Wagner, the Illinois State transfer, again, the best touchback guy in the country with another. So a couple of touchdown throws for Noah Fafita. He's up to 67. He's 12 for 18 for 108 yards in the first half.
Yeah, but here's the throw right here for Fafita, just showing off the arm. An unbelievable throw to the tight end, Sam Olsen, earlier. And here's the one that puts him on the top, tie for the lead in Arizona football history.
So 23 seconds to go until halftime. And Jalen Daniels hands it off to Daniel Highshaw. Runs off the right side for 5, and that should take us to halftime. So Kansas has the lead dwindle, but still up 17-14 at the break. It's the first time that Kansas has a halftime lead on the road since 2 years ago at Cincinnati. Lance Leipold's team up by 3, and they will get the football out of the half. Let's get you into the studio for the Michelin halftime report. Busy day around the country. With Trevor Maddich, we send you off to Kevin Connors. back to ESPN College Football, presented by Claude. You're watching the Big 12 Conference on ESPN. Start of the second half in Tucson, Arizona, and we got a 3-point game. Looked like it could have been different for Lance Leipold's team. They do have the lead going up against Brent Brennan's Wildcats. Kirk Morrison, Mike Monaco back with you. Came in talking about quarterbacks. Winner of this one against bowl eligible, and then a huge momentum swing before halftime.
Yeah, a lot of theatrics right before halftime. You had what could have been a more comfortable lead for Kansas had a interception not been called back for a penalty, but Fafita and Arizona, they score a touchdown, and so this game's a lot tighter than I think one would have thought the way that the second half or the second quarter ended.
Ian Wagner boots one for a touchback. All right, so let's have another look at the sequence. If you missed it, Leroy Harris thought he had an interception and a 77-yard run back that would have put Kansas up 24-7, but a holding call on Jalen Todd. You and I both think this is absolutely the right call.
That's absolutely the right call. It's a holding call at 5 yards, especially passing on down the field, and that erased what would have been a big play, and then Fafita cashed it in on a touchdown throw to Quincy Craig.
Saw Lance Leipold was fired up right there when it happened and came back on Leroy Harris. Kansas does get the football, and Daniels floats one to the sideline for Emmanuel Henderson. Don.
Yeah, Mike and Kirk, I'll tell you, Kansas head coach Lance Leipold does not agree with you guys that that was a hold. So much so that instead of going into the locker room at the half, he instead walked over to have another chat with the officials. He told me in so many words that he felt it was a terrible call and was what could be a game-changing call. He said he felt his players are playing their butts off. The effort level is high, and he's confident they'll respond. But he said it's got to start right here on offense with the same protection they gave Jalen in the second quarter.
Daniel Highshaw stacked up. 3rd down and short coming up.
Yeah,
just to put a bow on it.
Yeah,
I love Lance Leipold. It's absolutely a penalty, right?
Yeah, it's a penalty. And I agree with Coach in the fact that you felt in the moment on the sideline and how could you make that call because of the result. But I think when he looks at the film tomorrow, he'll realize that that was a penalty and it was just a mistake that shouldn't have happened. You got to move on from it. I know he's upset about it, but like you said, we have to move on. It starts with this drive right here.
And a chance to prevent even more of a momentum swing in Arizona's direction if Kansas can convert a 3rd down. 3 of 6 on 3rd downs in the first half. Pressure comes from Arizona. Daniels on the move. Needs somewhere to go, and he fires against the grain, incomplete to Bowden Groom. Trayton Stukes, the safety and coverage, and it's 4th down.
Yeah, that's a nice job of plastering is that Arizona defense. When Jalen Daniels inside of the pocket, what you're supposed to do is just find work. That's what they say, find work. Find a receiver, the nearest guy, and you see all the Arizona players find the nearest guy with a blue helmet on. That's a tremendous job forcing what could have been a bad throw from Jalen Daniels that could have been intercepted.
So Finn Lappin comes out again after the first 3 and out for Kansas's offense. Luke Wysong back deep for the Cats. Lappin booms one that sends Wysong to a fair catch at the 15. Arizona with the momentum got a stop. And now the football down 3.
Introducing SportsCenter for you, personalized every single day. Now available on the ESPN app. Powered by your favorites
Feast or famine in the first half for Seth Daigie's offense. A couple really good touchdown drives, including right before halftime. Otherwise, not much doing for Noah Fifita's offense.
Yeah, a lot of credit to this Kansas defense. They've been able to put some pressure on Noah Fifita. They've really confused this offensive line.
Two running back look to begin with Mahdi and Craig both in. This is Ismail Mahdi with the lane. Mahdi with the cut. Made a man miss into plus territory. Ankles broken. Lyric rolls.
Yeah, just a nice job and a nice kick out by Chuba Mahai. You get the offensive lineman, number 55, see that pull around? He gets the kick out, and you get another block from Craig. And then Mahdi busts open into the outside, into the middle of the field, onto that second level.
Should say Taylor Davis there got dusted. 38-yard pickup. Fifita with time to the sideline to a wide open Gio Richardson. To the 25, the talented true freshman for 22.
That's two explosive plays, right? Coming out of half, pretty much. It's their first offensive drive for Arizona. You get an explosive run, and then you come back on the outside. That's just a delay from Gio, and it's the pocket presence of Noah Fifita. Buying time, moving, and then delivering a strike.
Remember, the next touchdown pass for Noah Fifita will put him all alone atop the leaderboards here in Arizona history for career touchdown throws. Mahdi straight up the middle, physical run for 2.
Yeah, but a physical tackle. Glad to see Trey Lathan back. He was out for a little bit with an injury. So to see number 4 back for the Kansas defense, that's huge news for them.
Again, steady, consistent, green dot guy on the Kansas defense as well. The defense led by DK McDonald, that was impressive.
Yeah, very impressive. And now they just bring in 4 new guys along the defensive front. And I think that's what we've seen so far is how deep they are with depth, especially after getting at the quarterback.
Fifita to the air, climbs the pocket, and completes. Intended for Sam Olsen. Trey Lathan could do it in coverage as well.
Yeah, that's a nice job by Lathan, seeing the coverage. You get man-to-man on the tight end, and he got a left hand in there. Watch the end of this play. Watch Lathan. He sees the coverage late, and watch the left hand. So just get it in there, knock it away. Good football play.
Where do your eyes go here on 3rd down?
Oh, man, that's a good question. That's a tough one. I'm going to look definitely here in the slot. That's been the one in which Fifita has found, but also he's an opportunity to take off and go as well.
Spivey in motion. Kansas brings heat. Fifita got hit as he threw and nearly caught anyway. Lyric Rolls got home on Fifita, and then Trey Spivey still had a chance to make the catch.
Yeah, they're all showing blitz. They're right there in the line. A couple linebackers go out, but Rawls, you mentioned, he came free and got the hit on Fifita. That ball fluttered, and Spivey, like you mentioned, almost able to corral it.
So, big time stop there. Brent Brennan knows they had an opportunity, frustrated. And out comes Michael Salgado Medina, the sophomore from California. He's taken over the job this year from Tyler Loop, now a rookie with the Baltimore Ravens. Snap down, kick on its way, and we are tied. Salgado Medina connects from 41. 17 all in the desert.
It takes a village to make it all work in college football. Detective Dawn went into the life of some of the unsung heroes. How about our sports information directors? That was Andy Eisch from Kansas. A shout out there to Brett Gleason from Arizona. You want to know what these guys do? Pretty much everything. You name it, they do it. From game day operations, making sure coaches are available for interviews, to stats, to game notes, to media relations, to reports. And guys, they probably get what? No less than 50 emails and texts from us and our crew during the week before a game. They absolutely do it all, and it is SID Appreciation Week. So we want to say thank you to all of our SIDs out there and everything you guys handle and how you help us to make us better at our jobs.
Don, very well said. We know Brett's in there somewhere. He's got the best stash in the business.
Yeah, nice little beer, too.
Thank you to all the SIDs.
Yeah, they took care of your boy yesterday, too, by the way. Got to give him a shout out for that.
How so?
I went to the McHale Center to go see this kid on the basketball team named Koa Pete. So, shout out to the SIDs here at Arizona.
If you're going to go that far, might as well give us your scouting report. What'd you think of Koa Pete?
That's a man amongst boys. He is in a grown man body, and yes, I'm watching college basketball during the week as I prepare for college football, but it was a pleasure to watch the Arizona men's basketball team come away with a victory last night.
Kansas football with the football. They need something on this drop, and nothing doing there for Le'Shawn Williams. Awesome to see Max Harris back in the game on these couple of defensive possessions. 4 in the blue, the senior linebacker who had looked pretty gnarly when he got rolled up on in the first half. He's back out there.
Yeah, that's a nice job for him coming back and being able to be a part of it. This defense right now, they've got to make a stand because offensively, we saw a lot of cohesion between Jalen Daniels and his wide receivers getting the ball deep down the field in the running game as well for Kansas.
They had the 3 and out, 1 yard gain. Daniels escaped from the blitzing Tay Brown, and Daniels turns it into something positive. Chase Kennedy after a 4-yard pickup, and that was nifty from Daniels.
Well, when you have that ability, you can always make plays like that, Mike. You know why? Because you have an understanding that if something breaks down, where are you going to go? See, in his mind right now, he knows, I'm going to reverse. He reverses out, and that should have been a 5-6 yard loss, and now he turns it into a gain where now instead of, it's 3rd and 5, but what could have been 3rd and 15.
Another huge 3rd down. Daniels quickly. Got it complete. 1st down, Emmanuel Henderson.
That's a lot of respect. A lot of respect for Jalen Daniels. Because this is one of the highest blitzing teams in college football, and they decided to just rush forward. They rush forward because of the ability of Jalen Daniels to beat the blitz in this game so far, that they just drop off in the zone. That gave the time that Jalen Daniels needed to look at the defense and throw a 1st down.
You see that blitz rate that we've been talking about with Arizona. 44% of the time, Danny Gonzalez blitz. 3rd highest rate in the country. Le'Shawn Williams running physically off the left side. Good enough for a 1st down from Williams. And so many blitzes from Danny Gonzalez. Promoted after a year as the linebackers coach, special teams coordinator, takes over the coordinator job for Dwayne Aquina, former head coach in New Mexico. About the only thing that can dull this guy's energy is a torn meniscus, shredded cartilage in one of his knees. He's been getting injections. That's like the only thing that can keep his energy down.
Well, yeah, his wife Sandra has helped him out as well to try to keep him tame as he wants to be out there coaching his guys up as hard as he can, even though he's injured.
Daniels on pull with a cut and a good gain inside the 45. Yeah, it's a fun Arizona defense to watch. Danny Gonzalez told his defense before the season they're not allowed to use the Desert Swarm moniker from the great defenses here in the early 90s. He told them they haven't earned it, so they can't use it. Told us yesterday they're getting close to earning it.
Well, it's kind of similar to Nebraska. Remember the black shirts? You got to earn a black shirt if you want to be a part of that Nebraska defense. There's a lot of legendary things that go on around college football programs. You got to earn those days, especially a day like today with over 250 Arizona alumni here.
Williams, physical run again for a first down. How do you think Kansas has held up in protection, even when Arizona hasn't blitzed?
Well, I think it's more about what they're doing on that last play. Think about the physical runs that we've seen. Whether it's Williams getting downhill or Highshaw, they've been running in between the tackles and doing a great job at it. So to me, that's where it's really softened up this defense of Arizona to a point where do they want to blitz on third and medium, because you have the opportunity to throw it or pass it, and Jalen Daniels has been making the right decision.
And keep on running it. Deshaun Williams stacked up right around the line of scrimmage, just a yard. Again, an offensive line that Lance Leipold told us he thought was pretty good first 6 games of the season, and then lost confidence against Texas Tech's front, which we know is one of the best, if not the best in the country. Saw that today against BYU.
Yeah.
And then struggled as well against Kansas State, but it's been a lot better today.
Yeah, it's been a lot better. And I think a lot of it, to me, it's sometimes you kind of simplify things. And Coach talked about that with us a little bit. You kind of simplify first and second down calls, and then you get more exotic later on. And that's one of the things now that you see this offense and defensive Kansas doing a terrific job.
Held up there out of an empty look, incomplete, intended for Bryson Canty. Now you got third down.
A lot of time here. See the offensive line doing a terrific job. Look at the window. Look at the windows and time that Jalen Daniels has to throw. Just got to make that catch. I know a little bit behind Canty, but still, he's got to make that catch. You don't want to just put it in the hands of your kicker. But remember, the ability of Jalen Daniels, if it's not there right away, his ability to either extend the play or take off and go here on third down.
Harry Stewart checks in at running back. Toward the sideline, Canty makes the catch, but popped immediately by Genesis Smith. So fourth down coming up, and the field goal unit trots out.
Yeah, Ganny Gonzalez got a little aggressive there. He brought 7. He brought extra defenders, a one-on-one for everybody on the outside. And Genesis Smith, he has to make that tackle. If he doesn't make that tackle, that's a first down, because Canty's able to catch it and turn up the field with a terrific open field tackle by Genesis Smith.
So now you run out Laith Marchand again, but this time from 50. Don told you he's made from 65 in practice, from 55 in game action. Marchand right down the middle. He stays perfect. Kansas is back in front, inside of 6 to go in the third. Back in Tucson, Laith Marchand remains perfect, but filed under something to monitor. After this field goal from 50 was good, you'll watch at the end of it, he starts grimacing. It's hard to tell exactly what happened, but he immediately starts shaking out his right leg.
Yeah, it's something. I don't know if he got stuck in the turf later on or maybe a player stepped on that foot, but he's trying to shake something off. And they're going to need that valuable leg the way that this game is kind of coming down the stretch.
Yeah, otherwise, your backup is a freshman walk-on in Dane Eford. So, good enough to kick off, though, with inside of 6 to go in the third at Arizona Stadium. Marchand good enough for a touchback. Tuesday night on ESPN and the ESPN app, we'll have the exclusive reveal of the next college football playoff top 25 rankings. Reese and the guys will have coach reaction. They'll talk to Baylor AD Mack Rhodes, who's the committee chairman as well. Remember, it's a different format this year, straight seeding model, so you still have the 5 highest ranked conference champs get the automatic bids, but a little bit different than last year.
Yeah, a little bit different, but not surprised. Texas A&M, Ohio State. What does that win today for Indiana do? I know it keeps them up there, but not a lot of movement at the top.
Nope. Arizona with the ball, down by 3. And Nunu Watley is strung out, and a very nice play defensively made along the edge by Taylor Davis. So again, here's how it all works, a little different. You give the seeding, straight seeding model, and I think everyone agreed that was probably the right move coming out of last year.
Yeah, the 5 highest ranked conference champions receive the automatic bid, so we know the Pac-12. It's obviously the Big Ten, ACC, the Big 12 now, we know that, ACC.
Fafita under pressure and swung down. Tommy Dunn Jr. gets home, and it's 3rd down and long.
Oh, just a nice job. They're just powering through. He's right over the center. Now watch, he just powers through, defeats 2 blockers, and there's nowhere for Fafita to go.
4th sack today for Kansas, and that matches a season high like they had in week 2, game 3 against Mizzou.
But that wasn't a blitz. That's just finding a way, relentless approach to finding the quarterback.
So now it's 3rd down and 18 for Noah Fafita. They bring 5. It's a screen to Quincy Craig. And he gets tackled by Bengali Kamara. So another sack. DK McDonald's defense has been excellent, and Arizona's got a punt.
That's a 3 and out. You mentioned it. Yep, 3 and out. You get a field goal on the last drive offensively, and to me, you get a 3 and out. That's almost like a turnover. Another opportunity, but right now, Coach McDonald's group, defensive coordinator over at Kansas, we came in talking about the Arizona defense, but I think the better defense on the field today has been Kansas.
His 2nd year on staff, but his 1st year as the defensive coordinator. He was the co-DC coaching the corners last year. His punt handled off the hop by Nagy, and he runs out of bounds at the 37.
PCs powered by Snapdragon X Elite processors feature blazing fast performance and next-level efficiency. Snapdragon, the heart of your PC.
It's been a good day so far for Kansas. Lance Leipold was telling us coming in, he thinks they've been up and down this year. Said they couldn't get stops against Missouri. He was disappointed by the Cincinnati game. Had a chance to win that one against a really good opponent. He said we ran into a buzzsaw against Texas Tech. And then he said they were really disappointed in the Sunflower Showdown against K-State.
But then you played Oklahoma State, and that's like a get-back game, right, for a lot of teams in this conference right now. You play Oklahoma State, you feel a lot of confidence in yourself, and maybe that confidence that they had last week against Oklahoma State is kind of coming through right now in this game.
Quick one to the edge for Levi Wentz, who pushes the legs, and Levi Wentz has enough for a 1st down on Javion Cole.
I think it's a big drive for Kansas. If they can bring this ball all the way down and score a touchdown, right? But the way they do it, running the football, they're able to score a touchdown here. You kind of feel like you're putting some panic on this Arizona football team. They were up against BYU, or they were down, sorry, against BYU a couple weeks back, found a way to get back into that football game, but this is some of those adverse situations. They got to find a way to break through.
Jalen Daniels steps up, and Daniels swung down by Dominic Lolesio right near the 50. It's a 6-yard gain, and I think Daniels played really well in this game.
Yeah, he's taking care of the football, right? That's the big thing. you don't want to see the mistakes. I haven't seen any mistakes from him. No interceptions, things like that. He's handled the ball well, but he's put his offense in plays in which they can be successful to play after. Right, we've seen him throw the ball away. We've seen him do the things needed to get to the next down.
Again, sixth-year quarterback, all of them at Kansas. 43rd career start today. Daniel Highshaw bounced it, broke free, and got positive yardage. Close to the line to gain for Highshaw.
Oh, he's right on that line. I think he's just a half a yard short, but the determination of Highshaw on that last one, I thought he was stopped, Mike. He bounced back like a pinball on that initial hit at the line of scrimmage. And was able to find the extra yards.
So now you got 3rd down and a half yard for Kansas. Got the extra offensive lineman, Nolan Gorsica, the 5th-year senior, 59 and white into the game. On the ground, a slip there for Highshaw, but it looks like he might have enough. Right near the line to gain, just beyond that 45.
Yeah, he's following the box, following that line, and it's just a slip. If he doesn't slip, he probably has a 1st down with plenty of yards to go. But just that slip, he gets the 1st. There's Brent Brennan realizing how important this drive is. I think we all sense that this is one of those drives as this clock is dwindling down and you're starting to get into the 4th quarter. You don't want to feel panic. Hoping for your defense to make a stop here.
Highshaw running physically right out of Max Harris. It's a gain of 7. I mean, you can see it. What a difference the health of these 2 running backs, being fresh, sharing the load between Williams and Highshaw makes.
I get it, but what did you just say? A gain of what?
7.
On 1st down. So that's when you ask me, why is this game the way that it is? When you're getting 7 yards or 5 yards on 1st down, it opens up the playbook for Jalen Daniels here on 2nd down to where you feel like I can throw it, I can run it, I can QB keep. This is where the game really has been won so far for Kansas.
LeSean Williams bottled up by Deshaun McKnight, their TFL king, 5th-year senior, his 9th TFL for a loss of 2.
Yeah, that's a nice job by McKnight. He just kind of knifed through. He was on the guard and late knifed himself underneath the guard and made the play in the backfield.
Jim Zabrowski does have to snap it here with the play clock and game clock separated by 2 seconds. He rises to his feet ahead of a huge 3rd down.
I'll keep my eye on Pickett, who just went in motion.
Daniels looks that way, steps up, uncorks to the corner, batted away by Traden Stukes. What a play by the 6th-year senior safety. And it's 4th down when we come back for the 4th.
Wow, what a play by Stukes. You're talking about moments in this game that you're going to remember. That's probably a touchdown if it's converted. Daniels to Henderson. But put up your dukes, Mr. Stukes knocking that ball away. And we go to the 4th. 3-point lead for the Jayhawks.
Here with head coach Lance Leipold as we start the fourth quarter. Coach, you told me at half that you felt like your team would respond to the momentum shift. How do you feel that response has been?
I think we battled through it. You know, this is a good football game. Both teams are making plays, a couple field goals. Got an important fourth down here coming up.
Thank you.
All right, so it's 4th down and 5 from the +40, and they do go for it.
And I like this call here.
Arizona didn't bite. Play clock winding down. And Arizona did not fall for the hard count.
They get an extra 5 yards for the punt. Not going for the field goal. We already talked about Arjan earlier. Would have thought that if they did go for it there, I trust Jalen Daniels could get me 5 yards in that critical moment. But this also has a lot to do with DK McDonald's defensive coordinator for the Kansas Jayhawks.
Offense, 5-yard penalty, still 4th down.
So let's go decision by decision.
Sure.
It would have been a 57-yard field goal.
I don't like that in this situation.
Part 2.
Yes.
You've been averaging 5.5 yards per play. Should you go for it on 4th down and 5?
I would have leaned on going for it, but I think the way this game has played out, DK McDonald, the defensive coordinator for Kansas, his bunch has been playing fantastic. Why not try to pin him inside the 10?
You've got a great punter in Finn Lappin. He sends one beyond Wysong, and it takes a hop into the end zone for a touchback. Hey, tonight we've got a star-studded West Coast NBA on ESPN matchup. Devin Booker averaging 30 points per game through 9 games for the Suns. They're in LA against Kawhi, James Harden, and the Clippers, 10:30 Eastern time. The NBA Countdown Crew tips off at 10, also available on the ESPN app.
Been watching a little NBA?
Jalen Green just came back for the Suns.
He did. Had a nice little opening debut. What, 27, 29 points? Right now, I'm just kind of watching box scores around the league. I catch a game here or two. I got a lot this week. You got NFL, college football playoff rankings on Tuesday, action on Tuesday and Wednesday. I got a lot, too much.
We got a good one going here in Tucson as well. No Fafita back to work. His Wildcats down by 3. Hedrick Ricino lowers the shoulder at Trey Lathan. Now, it's been worth noting here for the Arizona offensive line. Ty Buchanan, the left tackle, the 5th-year senior Texas Tech transfer, he's been out of this game here since late in the 2nd quarter. So Matthew Lotto, a redshirt freshman from Glendale, has stepped in. A guy who got some garbage time work last week, and before that, hadn't played since week 2. Protecting the blind side of Noah Fafita. Rolls that way. Fafita batted around, and did Davis make the catch for the pick? Davis intercepts it. Chris Hudson could not hang on, and it's a takeaway for the defense of Kansas.
Interception, 1st down, Kansas.
You know, I don't really like this throw from Fafita. And this ball's up in the air. Does he get both hands underneath and rolls over? I think that's going to be an interception for Taylor Davis. When you look at the entire play.
Play of an interception is under further review.
Ooh.
Oh, whoa.
I don't know about that.
I may be an incompletion after more evidence was presented to the case. I take that one back. I thought from the initial look, that looked like an interception. Now from this new angle that we have, I don't see clear or firm control going down to the ground. That will be an incompletion. Bring up 3rd down for Arizona.
You must maintain complete and continuous control of the ball throughout the process of contacting the ground. I'm with you. I don't think Taylor Davis did.
Yeah, you can see the ball moving on the ground without firm control. So that's a big part of it, and I think the Arizona fans here just saw the replays that we've been looking at, and that's why they see the cheer, and I think this is going to be a quick replay and an overturn of the call on the field.
Yeah, watching Brent Brennan right now, he thinks the same. He just kind of snapped into motion, signaled incomplete.
Well, they're telling the offense to get ready, too.
Exactly what he just did. He motioned to his offense.
Get ready. We got a 3rd down upcoming, guys.
And he, throws up 3 fingers. Meantime, Taylor Davis is saying that that's a clean catch, but I don't think so.
Yeah, I go back to just the throw from Fafita. Didn't like that throw. He had a couple of guys in front of him, and he actually could have took off and run. throwing back across his body. Almost could have been an interception.
After review, the ruling on the field is an incomplete pass. Ball be placed back at the 23-yard line. It's third down.
Wow, so we have had a couple of near interceptions for the Kansas defense that have come back.
And just, again, watch the play. See, Fafita can take off and go right now. See, look at all the yards in front of him. But he decides to throw back across the field. I get it, he's got a wide open Hudson, but still a dangerous throw.
That being said, that ball has to be caught.
Yeah, it has to be caught. But I think also, too, just running the football and not doing that could have helped out his offense.
So now it's 3rd down and 7 for Noah Fafita and the Wildcats. They bring 5. Fafita got it complete to Gio Richardson. And the freshman barrels past the 35. It's 15 yards and a 1st down.
Ooh, watch the return route from Gio Richardson. He was on the outside. He ran as if he was going to go on an out route, but reverse pivot, and that's how he got so wide open. Really threw off the communication on the back end for the Kansas defenders. And a nice job by the true freshman on a nice return route to get himself open.
Boy, they love this true freshman here in Tucson. Seth Dagey said to us, I think he's going to catch 100 balls at some point in a season in this offense. Fafita. Now he runs, and he does pick up positive yardage to the 46. Saeed Gibbs in on the stop, 22 in the white, who was out for the 1st half due to targeting in the 4th quarter last week on a garbage time sack that he had. Guy who had been playing nickel, was injured earlier this year, and last week had moved to outside corner. Fafita under pressure from Kamara. And Fafita just floats it away and will live for 3rd down and 3.
Here comes a whole new set of rushers for Kansas. So what do they do here? You mentioned they brought 5, and Fafita was able to beat that pressure and the connection to Gio Richardson. Does Kansas bring that same 5-man pressure? Or do they try to hold off and play a little bit of zone here?
See what Fafita has done on 3rd downs today. Pressure comes. Fafita stands in, and now he's swarmed and sacked. DJ Withers and company get home, and it's 4th down.
So, Mike, I'm glad that you said that. It was the illusion of pressure. Look at all these guys at the line of scrimmage, and watch how many guys pop out right when the ball snapped. It looks like all-out pressure, but only 4 guys are on the rush. And I think that's what threw off Fafita. He's thinking pressure, he's got to get rid of it, but it was only a 4-man rush, and a nice job getting to the quarterback was Withers.
It's simulated pressure right there, and then Jalen Todd plays another big part in that. You got Tate Nagy and Keaton Quebeca back deep for Kansas. Fair catch from Nagy at the 22. A dozen to go in Tucson. Kansas by 3. swarmed and brought down again. End zone hold in Henderson. Good one going in Tucson, 3-point game. Kansas up on Arizona, and the winner of this one is bowl eligible here in week 11. Jayhawks with the football, design quarterback run, Jalen Daniels, after the defense came up with its 5th sack of the day.
Yeah, that's a big sack defensively, because I tell you, they've been playing unlike what I've seen from this defense throughout the season. A lot of injuries have occurred, and they've been kind of putting it all together, but at this point right now in the season, they've moved some things, moved some parts around, and that secondary has been outstanding, but their front, it's been the guys, the depth that they have along that defensive front has really made their way.
And 2 sacks from Jalen Top, first 2 sacks of his career. Daniels on the move. Got his feet square and he sailed it high in the vicinity of Emmanuel Henderson. 3rd down and 7. So can Arizona counter and get a stop? Danny Gonzalez's defense, if you're just joining us, top 10 in the country in yards allowed per play. They have not yet gotten home on Daniels.
So one thing they need to do is create a turnover. You feel like this is the point in the game right here, just trying to create a turnover. Get the ball in a very comfortable spot for your offense. But it starts on this 3rd down.
Play clock is winding down on Jalen Daniels. Sets his feet, rifles across the middle and completes. Intended for Keaton Kabeka, but Genesis Smith had the coverage, and that is a big stop from the Arizona defense.
And that's just a misfire. I think Jalen, you can see just on his expression, the body language, he was trying to just really put one in there, and I don't even know if there was anywhere else really to go with the football. That down distance, not really nowhere he can find somewhere. He's trying to look, he tried to create an open window. That's some good coverage by Arizona.
Luke Wysong, the New Mexico transfer, ready to get it from Finn Lappin. Kansas's 2nd 3 and out. They have both come here since halftime. Fair catch from just inside the 25. Arizona gets it back, down by 3 against the Jayhawks.
ESPN College Football is presented by Claude, the AI for problem solvers.
We got awesome Polynesian quarterbacks around the country, especially here on the West Coast. Coming up after our game, you can watch a talented freshman in that regard, Cal at Louisville.
Yeah, Jaren Kiava Sangapolitelli. Yeah, well, I had Cal last week, right? Did a Cal game last week. He is a fantastic thrower of the football, just a true freshman. He's got a lot of upside. Get to see him next right here.
No, Fafita was telling us yesterday, his uncles played on the defensive line at Utah, so he grew up always wanting to go to Utah. But you said he's been loyal to the soil here in the desert. Redshirt junior, third-year starter from a defensive family, but has loved his partnership with Seth Dagey. Can they author a big fourth quarter here against this Kansas defense that has been excellent? Off the edge, what a play by Dean Miller, fifth-year senior defensive end.
Yeah, how about those guys up front for this Kansas defense? DJ Withers told me that Coach McDonald calls him the engine of the defense this year, and they were feeling it on the sideline. 5 sacks on the day, celebrating, telling each other to keep it going. That is a two deep full of seniors. Mike and Kirk, their motto, no do-overs. This is the last go for a lot of them. They take pride in that leadership, and they want another month, a bowl game with their guys.
Yeah, and without question, the defensive line is the strength of the defense. Off the edge, Harris nearly got home, and then into the sun. Hudson could not spot it, so it's third down.
Man, what a move by Harris. And remember, they're working on that left side against Matthew Laudo. We're no Ty Buchanan on the left side. So you've got a lot of things working against this offensive line of Arizona. And that's looks like an errant throw, but I think that's because Fafita felt Harris bearing down on him.
And to your point, it's Laudo at left tackle. Ty Buchanan this season has been playing through both his shoulders being hurt, plus an ankle issue as well. So perhaps that's why he left the game late in the first half. Pressure comes. Fafita uncorks. Down the sideline toward Hudson. And a flag in. Saeed Gibbs had the coverage, but Kansas too physical with Hudson.
I think it's just late in the play.
Pass interference, number 22, defense, 15-yard penalty, automatic, first down.
I think he stepped for step and didn't need to hand grab. Saeed Gibbs, he did not need to hand grab, just keep running with Hudson. And that hold right there, right on the shoulder pad, I think if he continues to just keep running, go side by side, he may be able to make a play on the ball. But remember, that side of the field is where the sun is still shining through. Could not locate the football and turn his head as well.
Fafita, quick throw, that's too high for Chris Hudson. Fafita and Hudson just have not been on the same page at all.
Yeah, not today. One of his leading receivers. Last week they had a connection as well, an outstanding throw that against Colorado. But it's really been a day in which Fafita really hasn't connected with Hudson or Watley as much too, and those are his top targets.
See the 8 targets for Hudson with Fafita moving around, and a different look here for Arizona.
A waste of timeout with Mason Bray in that quarterback.
Yeah, how about that? Not the backup Braden Locke. You had Fafita moving around there, and so it forces a timeout to be taken.
That's called their first charge timeout
by Arizona. So we'll step out. 10 plus to go in the fourth. Arizona had 2 quarterbacks in the game. Third string quarterback, 14 in blue, Mason Bray, and 1 in blue, Noah Fafita. And yet they're the ones that end up taking a timeout in the 4th quarter when they're trailing in this game.
Man, you've got 2 quarterbacks. One's the redshirt freshman, like you mentioned, Bray, and it looked like they were trying to run a play. Just didn't look comfortable, and maybe a good job there by Fafita calling timeout to get better situated. Will that timeout come back to haunt Arizona?
Bray's probably their best running option as far as quarterbacks go, so obviously some trickery was coming, but it bites Arizona in a not insignificant way. You have 2nd down and 10, plenty of time to work with, and Quincy Craig on the ground past the 40 with a 4-yard pickup.
Yeah, I just would love to know what call did you have on 2nd down and 10 that you wanted to run with the 2 quarterbacks in. Is it a double pass? I just don't know on this point in the game with about 10 minutes left that I'm calling that type of trick play down 3 points.
Seth Doege, the first-year offensive coordinator, hired by Brent Brennan, who made sweeping changes to his staff after the disappointment of year 1. 3rd down and 5 for the Wildcats. Fafita got rid of it quickly and nearly picked by Saeed Gibbs. Might have had a pick 6 there for the taking, and there have been 3 near interceptions for the Kansas defense.
I think he was surprised that the ball was there. See, he's looking at Chris Hudson, and the ball hits him. Now, he does have that shoulder harness on, and you can't usually extend your arm a little bit, but that hit him right in between the 2 and the 2.
Again, Saeed Gibbs was out for the first half due to targeting. And yet again, Fafita trying to find that connection with Hudson.
Look, he's been sacked a career high 5 times today, or a season high 5 times. And when you talk about being uncomfortable in the pocket, that's why he's getting rid of the football so quickly.
Isaac Lovison got it away to Nagy with a fair catch just outside the 20. Well, 3 near interceptions from Kansas. The biggest one loomed right toward the end of the first half when it looked like the defensive end Leroy Harris had a 77-yard pick 6, but there was holding on the DB Jalen Todd, and then these 2 here in the 2nd half.
Yeah, Taylor Davis almost got that one off the hands of Hudson, and again he's trying to locate Hudson, and Saeed Gibbs almost had an interception. So what's been the common denominator in a lot of it is they are doing a great job of covering Hudson. Wherever Chris Hudson is, they've had a guy on top of him who's been the favorite target of Fafita.
And now 9.5 to go. Kansas with the lead in the ball, and Daniel Highshaw with another one of those big gains on the ground on 1st down like you've been talking about.
Yeah, but I always feel like the next drive is the big drive. Because right now, watch the offensive just outfit, the whole entire offense of Kansas. They are not in a hurry. They are running the clock down, they're huddling. And you know me, Mike, I love to look at the play clock. So when do they run this football down? They're trying to put more pressure on the Arizona offense that when they come back, they feel like we've got to play catch up. Right now, the ally is the clock for Kansas.
Quarterback draw with Daniels running behind Bowden Groon to the 31. So it's a 3-yard pickup. 3rd down and short coming up.
And I think you keep the ball in Jalen Daniels' hands. Right, you got into this 3rd and 2 situation, but I like the RPO, right, the run pass option with this ball being on the left hash or near the left hash. Right-handed quarterback always thinking that, hey, if he's going to move or buy time or extend the play, it's going to be to the defense's left, the offensive right. I'm Coach Danny Gonzalez. I'm possibly bringing pressure from the left side.
Play clock is winding down. Kansas has not fully broken the huddle with the center over the ball.
Operator, please reset the play clock to 25 seconds. Thank you.
Now they're going to reset the play clock here. And the clock continues to roll for Kansas. And I think they're going to have to take a look at this. They need to make sure that they're not double counting play clocks here before the snap on 3rd down.
Because the play clock had already rolled all the way down. So you add 25 seconds on, that's more time coming off the clock. And I think that's what Britt Brennan is trying to figure out too as well.
So they had run it with Jalen Daniels for 3 yards.
Game clock operator, please reset the game clock to 8 minutes, 36 seconds.
Yeah,
And
now
the
they
play
can
clock
run it
to
down.
40. We'll
So at
start
the
it on
end
my
of the
signal.
Daniels run, he went down with 8:36 on the game clock. Play clock reset at 40. I'm not sure why the play clock seemed to be moving normally. I'm not sure why Kansas had not gone to the line.
Yeah, a little. That's one that, yeah, the play clock started at 40 at 8:36, and now they're putting it 8:36 with, and the clock went back to 40. So here we are now.
So to be clear, it's a line, but I'm not sure why Kansas was allowed to not head to the line there and snap it. This is what they were trying to do. Just bring the center up. Now the rest of the line joins ahead of 3rd down and 1. Daniels pulls it, and he throws it, and he's got his tight end, Bowden Groon. 1st down conversion. That's the play Kansas wanted to dial up. They get to it on the 2nd effort.
Yeah, a lot of it is all because of the quick run to the huddle, out of the huddle. They rush up to the line of scrimmage, and when you get up there, the defense is thinking possible run, 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 and it's the quick pop pass to Bowden Groon, leaking out to the left-hand side. That was all a ploy for the play. Stay in the huddle as long as you can. Race up to the line of scrimmage. It forces the defense to have to communicate, but by then, the ball is snapped and a perfect throw from Daniels.
So the ball in midfield. Kansas trying to soak more clock, but high shot gets stacked up. Myron Robinson, that true freshman linebacker, in there for a loss of 1. Danny Gonzalez is high on the upside of Myron Robinson. Said he can run, he's fast, he's violent. Sometimes they're living with some of the mistakes from him, but boy, they like the talent.
Yeah, but those are freshman mistakes, right? You go through the growing pains. But he made a lot of splash plays that he loves to see, getting his opportunity right now in this game.
5 TFLs from this Arizona defense, which needs a stop here. Daniels got rid of it quickly and dropped by Levi Wentz. Hasn't been very involved since late September, and now it's 3rd down and long.
And it's really a double whammy. Not only you have a drop, but also the clock stops on the incompletion. And a ball that hits Wentz right in the hands.
Nobody with their hand in the turf on the Arizona defense. They brought 4. Daniels, draw, running ahead, and he gets popped by Johnson. Very close. Looks like he's a yard short. He got a lick from Dalton Johnson, and it's 4th and 1.
And I'm going for it on 4th down. And I think that's what Coach Lance Leipold, he's saying, they're bringing in the extra offensive lineman, but a terrific play call there on 3rd and long. Everybody's thinking it's going to be a pass, but a nice job of Jalen Daniels getting behind his blockers and getting a lot of positive yards. It's that run that's going to make this 4th down happen for Kansas.
Extra O-lineman Tavake Tuikolovatu comes in. Daniels under center. Daniels on the sneak, and Jalen Daniels looks like he's got enough. Should be enough for a 1st down for Jalen Daniels.
That's a nice job of Daniels surveying the defensive front. See how he waits? He waits, and he doesn't go where the 2 tackles are lined up in the A-gaps. It's just a subtle slide to the right.
Timeout for an
and
injured
that's where he
player
got
on
the yardage
field.
needed for the 1st down.
We've got an Arizona player who is still down after untangled the pile. Tioali'i Savea is still down. 5th-year senior nose tackle, transferred back to Arizona this year from Texas.
You get one of those plays right there, and everybody's just trying to cause a pile on that 4th and short. Get all those bodies in one little area.
Game clock operator, please reset the game clock to 5 minutes, 36 seconds.
Well, they tend to Savea. We remind you, coming up 7:30 Eastern time over on ABC and the ESPN app. LSU, life after Brian Kelly, squares off with Alabama. Got a good quarterback matchup in that one. Ty Simpson's been operating at a very high level this year. And Garrett Nussmeier, there were huge expectations for him in the LSU offense this year.
Huge expectations. When those expectations aren't, surpassed or exceeded, everyone's going to focus and look at one person. Not the quarterback, they look at the coach. So the coach is no longer there, so we'll see Garrett Nussmeier bring his team to victory in an upset fashion over Alabama.
Game clock operator, please reset. 5:36. 5:36.
That's a picture that all tanning beds are upset right now.
Tia Savea helped up to his feet. A year at UCLA and 2 years here at Arizona. Goes to Texas.
Please reset.
Hardly played there last year. Boomerang transfer back here to the Wildcats. And he needs assistance. He's been playing tons of snaps over the last couple of games. He's been enjoying the biggest role of his career this season. This one hurts on the defensive line for Arizona, who already lost Trace Smith for the season due to a torn rotator cuff.
Yeah, he's one of those centerpieces of the defense, like you just mentioned, Mike. And we watched all week long and a couple of times this year as those tackles, they line up all over the place on the defensive front. They can line up on the outside, the inside, over the guards. They really are the ones who create the havoc for the blitz packages for Coach Danny Gonzalez.
Well, it was a huge fourth down pickup for Kansas. They had the big 3rd down and 1. Went to the air to Bowden Gruen, and then 4th and 1, they sneak it with Jalen Daniels. So, clock starts rolling again. 5.5 to go here in the 4th, and Kansas trying to grab some more breathing room and soak more of this clock.
And that's the game plan. Right, remember, Arizona down 1 timeout from that missed play or communication of having 2 quarterbacks on the field and trying out something. So they only have the 2 timeouts left and the 2-minute timeout.
Well, you would love to have that right now if you're Brent Brennan. Daniels, seam shot. Henderson just got tripped up by Aiden Garnes. 19 yards nonetheless.
Oh, that's trust. That's trust. That's belief. Believing in your 6-year quarterback, Jalen Daniels, who puts the ball in the air in this situation. 5 minutes to go, you're up 3. But, man, you believe in your quarterback, Jalen Daniels, that he's going to deliver the ball on time and where it needs to be. Man, Lance Leipold letting you know how much and what he thinks of Jalen Daniels.
Said there's still so much to play for this season. Admitted, yeah, the season hasn't gone the way we wanted, but he's trying to get this team bowl eligible. A 6th win in year 6 for him. Quarterback run. Tried to sidestep. Genesis Smith picks up a yard. So we run toward 4 minutes to go. Clock keeps winding down on Arizona. It's a Kansas team, again, looking for what would be far and away its best win of the season. Came up short against Missouri and Cincinnati. Frustrated. Big blowout losses against Texas Tech and K-State. About to have the 10th play of this drive, chewing up nearly 6 minutes. Drive started at their own 22 with 9:24 left in this game. Highshaw straight ahead, and he gets met by Malachi Bailey, the senior defensive end. No gain, 3rd down and 9. Remember, as it relates to the potential kicking game for Kansas, Laith Marjan was hobbled in some way earlier. We still saw him kick off. It went fine, but keep that in the back of your mind as well for the Jayhawks.
Yeah, I like that quarterback keeper again here. Remember the one where they spread everybody out and Jalen Daniels takes the snap and run up the middle. Maybe have a lead blocker in there as well with Highshaw, the running back. I like that's a good play down here.
Daniels scrambles. He gets banged down. Ball came out at the end. They mark him short of the sticks as Daniels got hit. Aiden Garnes was in there. It looks like Kansas fell on it nonetheless. It is Kansas football, and it's 4th down.
This is late. There was a big hit at the end. It's a big pop there.
Ball's out.
Yeah, the ball's out, but it was recovered. Nice job by Myron Robinson. We talked about the true freshman making a hit. So interesting here. Are they saying that Jalen Daniels, because of injury, is out because that now stops the clock? So you got a couple things going on here, but that's a recovery by Kansas.
You see Kobe Baines, the right guard, go reaching for it. Daniels was still down there anyway. It would be 4th down and about 2 for Kansas. Daniels does go off in discomfort.
Yeah, but is this an injury timeout or not? Because will the clock roll when it's in play? Okay, there we go. There's our answer.
So the second timeout taken by Arizona on a busy sequence right there. So again, Daniels takes off on the scramble. Myron Robinson forces it out. Kansas does get the clear recovery, but Daniels was short and maybe dinged up someone. In any event, looks like Kansas will opt for the field goal here.
Yeah, I know ESPN Analytics is saying 4th and 7, you go for it. You go for the field goal, not go for it on 4th down. You go for the field goal here, make this a 6-point lead, and you're hoping that your defense can make one more stop.
So Laith Marjan from 30. He's been perfect this season, trying to make it a 6-point game. And he missed it. It's been a school record for the most consecutive field goals made in Kansas history from Laith Marjan, but he misses it wide right.
Looks like everything was fine. Perfect snap, the hold. But we do got to go back. His last field goal kick, remember, something happened on his foot, his leg, something that he tried to shake out. And he's looking around. I think that may have had something to do with just the operation of not making that kick.
Guy who has made from 50 in this game. And how about a fired up Brent Brennan? So Noah Fafita takes over at the 20. 2:39, 1 timeout, down by 3. And Fafita with a cut. Fafita gets tripped up past the 30. It's a 1st down. Tommy Dunn wrangled him down.
They still have 2 timeouts. 1 regular timeout. You have the 2-minute stop as well.
It's been a quiet second half through the air for Noah Fafita. At times not in rhythm for this Arizona offense. Kansas brings 4. Fafita on the roll. And Fafita gets rid of it with pressure bearing down on him. Took a little extra at the end of this from Dean Miller.
A little friendly fire there all the way through. But they get one more play. 2nd and 10 before the 2-minute stoppage.
It's 5 straight incompletions from Noah Fafita. Four-man rush, it's a draw from Fafita. And Fafita takes a huge hit, stayed on his feet, very close to a 1st down. Line to gain was just shy of the 41, and Fafita is very close, maybe a half-yard short.
I feel bad for this umpire on this play.
2-minute timeout.
It's a 2-minute timeout, but this official who's right here in the way.
Brent Brennan can't believe that they mark Fafita short. Another look.
Here's that official right in the way. He gets a little friendly fire, but he's marked short on a big hit.
Kevin, we welcome you back to ESPN College Football presented by Claude. Good one going there, good one here in Tucson. 3rd down and 1. Noah Fifita was short when he took off with his legs. He's run it 13 times today, the 2nd most throughout his career.
Little check with me to the sideline.
We have the 214-pound powerful running back, Kendrick Risino, in the game. That's who gets it. And Risino stayed on his feet, not marked down. Plenty for a 1st down for Kendrick Risino. All the way to the plus 49. Boy, how did he stay up?
I'm still trying to look at it. I'm trying to get another replay of that. It looked like he initially went down, but he put the hand down and just kept the feet going. Stayed on his feet. That's a nice run and a nice finish.
Remember, just 1 timeout for Arizona.
We're going to take another look, though.
So they do need to have a look at this. I mean, we got that 1 look at it. It was hard to tell if Risino went down.
I think with the one they're going to look at is the left knee. That's the one that's possibly could be down. I don't know if we have a good look at it, but the left knee is the one that's going to be in question. The right knee stays up. The left hand keeps him off the turf as well. But the left knee, is there a good shot of the left knee? There it is. Left knee is down.
And then where's the ball in that moment? You see the line to gain just shy of the 41.
Yeah, so it's going to come back. Where's the ball, to your point? That doesn't enter. Where is the foot? Right. Oh, it looks like it's right. Looks like it's enough for a 1st because it's probably on that 41-yard line. I think the ball's on the 41-yard line.
Yeah, so we both think he's down. We're getting more looks at it. Again, left knee a little bit hidden there by Jalen Todd's leg.
But I think it's just your point about where's the football in relation with the knee down. I think he does have the line to gain, but he'll be down. And it looks like about the 41-yard line.
So we'll look at a couple different angles here. All right, first things first, tell me where you see the knee definitively down. Right there?
Yes.
In the shot on the left.
Correct.
And then do we have any exact look at where the football is in terms of the 41?
Yeah, that's the hard part.
So we both think there's enough to say that he is down.
I think that he's down. And from the looks that I say, he has enough for the 1st down. But the yardage after it, that's the part where they have to come back and spot the ball on that initial knee being down.
I mean, man, it's a couple plays in a row. 2nd down run from Fifita. 3rd down there from Risino that couldn't be a whole lot closer.
Review, ruling on the field is upheld. 1st down.
So I think then they're just saying they don't have a definitive look that he was down. Remember, there's no confirmed or stands anymore. It's just upheld. That's new verbiage this year. So Kendrick Risino, nonetheless, probably was going to have a 1st down anyway. Yes. He gets about 10 more yards out of it.
It's the extra yards are really the one that are more important. Those extra yards have helped Arizona. Now this ball's on the opposite side of the 50 in Kansas territory.
KU fans want to roll that clock. Now they do on the reset. Inside of 90 seconds to go in the 4th. Arizona barely in plus territory for the 1st time since its 1st drive of the 2nd half. Nunu Watley takes it inside the 45 with pressure right in the face of Noah Fifita.
And if you're Arizona, you don't want to just settle for the field goal. If you can have an opportunity to win this game, if you're Arizona, that's what you're trying to do here.
Pressure comes. Fifita incomplete. Nunu Watley lost his footing at first and then couldn't haul it in, and it's 3rd down.
It's a big 3rd down. You got new rushers coming in for Kansas. And you thought Watley was the guy that he would go to as well. Who's your big guy here on 3rd down?
That's the kicker, Michael Salgado Medina, the sophomore, who entering today was 12 for 18 this year. Last week he missed a chippy from 30, so a little bit of inconsistency in the kicking game for Arizona.
Wildly in motion, that's what they like to go to.
They run it with Quincy Craig with a burst, sidestepping into field goal range. Devin Dye tripped him up, but not before 18.
Oh, man, just great blocking up front. Watch the center and the right guard. They create the hole, and you don't need a lot for Quincy Craig to make it through. And he gets the yardage that was needed. Caught a lot of those defenders of Kansas flat-footed. That's an outstanding run by Quincy Craig.
First time out taken by Lance Lightpool.
Kansas.
That's right up. See the nice block by the center, right guard.
30 seconds left.
And Craig's in the open field on that second and third level.
Man, when Arizona has needed it, different running backs have stepped up. Risano on short yardage, and then Quincy Craig right there. For an offense that's just been trying to get in gear.
Yeah.
It was a 17-14 Kansas lead at halftime. We've only had a field goal from each team in this second half. Each team had a field goal in the third quarter. DK McDonald, his defense has been excellent for Kansas, trying to slow down Seth Nagy's attack led by Noah Fafita.
Well, you're, like you mentioned, you're in field goal range already. But I'm telling my guys, with 45 seconds left in the timeout, I'm trying to win it. I don't want to put it on the leg of the kicker.
Quincy Craig stays in. Kansas shows pressure. They back off, it's a run with Craig. He's got a lead! Touchdown, Arizona! Yards to the house and an 80-yard touchdown drive in 2 minutes, and the lead is 4 for Arizona with 39 seconds to go in Tucson.
Well, it wasn't their best day, but when they were needed most, this offensive line has stepped up. Even with guys who are out, you find ways to do it. Matthew Laudo, Ma'ai. Watch this whole entire offensive line. Everybody gets pushed, push, push. And then you got the back who just finds a way. This is an outstanding job by a full group of offensive line working together. Everybody on a hat. And you tell me what hole you're going to choose, Quincy Craig. He chose hole number A, and that was in the end zone right there where it says Arizona.
What a lane for Craig to go untouched.
Untouched. That's all offensive line. Everybody did their job, hat on a hat, and he goes in, like you mentioned, not one Jayhawk able to touch him.
And look at the love for the guy who's been filling in at left tackle in Laudo.
Yeah, that was a tremendous block that he had. I mean, Laudo had a couple plays he gave up, and he was able to get a nice cutoff block on that touchdown run as well.
Rinse, repeat, another touchback from Ian Wagner, and now 39 seconds to work with for Jalen Daniels, and Kansas down by 4, and the missed field goal looms large. What's the recipe to author a drive where you need 6?
Well, you got to make sure you cover number 1, Emmanuel Henderson. That is the big play guy. He's the one that can get behind the defense. You need your rush, though. This is where the rush for Arizona has to come alive. But Henderson and Pickett, those are the 2 guys here that you got to make sure you get 2 sets of eyeballs on.
Speedster Henderson in motion. 4-man rush. High shot picked it up. Daniel zips one, and he got it complete. Keaton Kabeka sure-handed for a first down.
Clock stops with the first down. They're going to spike it.
They waste only 3 seconds, spiking it right there after a heck of a catch from Kabeka, the redshirt sophomore.
Man, what a throw from Jalen Daniels. It's these moments right here. You got trust in your quarterback that he's going to make the play to get you the victory.
A guy in Jalen Daniels who's been trying to walk the line of not needing to be Superman. Well, they need him to be a superhero right here. To the sideline, too tall for Levi Wentz. Third down coming up, 26 seconds to go.
Yeah, they already had the one-on-one on the outside, so they put 3 receivers to the short side of the field, right? The ball's on the right hash, 3 receivers on the short side, meaning those routes are going to go across the field. They're going to try to utilize the entire width of the field. He wanted that one-on-one to Wentz and just overthrew him.
Brent Brennan trying to single-handedly fire him up in Tucson. Kansas is 0 for 7 when they've had 3rd and long today. Daniels steps up. Daniels fires incomplete to Bryson Canty. And now the game comes down to this.
Man, it was the same formation. They ran the same formation instead of going back to Wentz. Daniels tried to hold on to the football and buy a little bit of time and tried to get Henderson streaking down the field, but he settled for the underneath throw. And here we have the ball game right here, 4th down. You still can utilize the entire field, the whole width of the field, with the 1 timeout that Kansas still has.
Daniels across the middle. He's got Pickett for a 1st down. Do or die.
But you got to hurry up and spike it. You want to hold that timeout still.
You got 2 of them if you're Lance Leipold. And he will take one here.
30 seconds late.
Had to have it, and Daniels on the money to Cam Pickett.
Yeah, they had the 2 timeouts. I'm sorry. It's a nice job by Daniels. Finding Cam Pickett. It was either Pickett or Henderson. Those are the 2 guys you're looking for down here in this situation. I would say right now, 1 timeout, 14 seconds left. Whew. 2 plays, maybe 3, but it has to be one where a catch, timeout immediately, to where you have a couple of shots at throwing it to the end zone.
Seconds to go. Ball at the 47. Highshaw with a huge pickup. Daniels fires. Sideline intercepted. Did Dalton Johnson hang on? They say no. And there is a flag down back near the line of scrimmage. Johnson nearly finished it right here. And just could not hang on.
And I wonder, is this a hold here at the end? Or roughing the passer? A late hit that possibly could push this ball up a little bit forward for Kansas.
You had 7 seconds come off the clock. If it is something against the Arizona defense, some personal foul, move the ball to the 32 with 7 seconds left to work with. Dalton Johnson, the 5th-year senior, leading tackler, that close to ending it.
Ruling on the field, incomplete pass. After the play is over, unsportsmanlike conduct, number 9, offense. The down will count. It'll be 2nd down after a 15-yard penalty.
Wow, instead it goes on Daniel Highshaw. Unsportsmanlike conduct on the 6th-year senior running back.
And that's something that was after the play. So I'm wondering, did he think it was an interception and took out some frustration on a player? I didn't see that part of it. My eyes were down here on Johnson. Did he corral that football?
And now just
one play.
One snap.
That's it.
Maybe with something quick to the sideline. You do still have a timeout, or across the middle if it's quick. But 7 seconds remain for Kansas. Quickly, it is Henderson. He does get down with 2 seconds remaining right near midfield.
I would still call the timeout. Just so you have one time. There you go. And they call the timeout.
Kansas has called the 3rd and final charge timeout of the game.
So you get some of that yardage back from the penalty, and you give yourself one opportunity, one throw down to the end zone.
See what we can spot on Daniel Highshaw from this view. End of the play. He had the pickup in protection.
Yeah, it was late. I'm trying to see, was that him right in there? He had an amazing block, by the way. He's on the ground. He kind of finished the block.
Maybe tangled somewhat.
Yeah, he was, but that's where the penalty was. He had an amazing block, though, on that play. I don't think that was something that you didn't see initially because of the interception or the failed interception.
So now it all comes down to this. You got 2 seconds right near midfield.
I'm trying to find who are the tallest guys on my offense, and Emmanuel Henderson is a big catch guy. He's 6'1". Bryson Canty, he's 6'2". Quebeca, he's same thing, 6'2", but he's going to the end zone.
Against a 3-man rush. Daniels loads it up. Daniels into the back of the end zone, and it's over. Bear down. Arizona comes back in the 4th and wins it to get bowl eligible.
Wow, what a win. A come from behind win. They get to 6. Congrats to Brent Brennan and the Bearcat. I mean, these Arizona Wildcats. Huge win, and they're bowl eligible.
First 4th quarter comeback for Arizona since 2 years ago in the Alamo Bowl. That wraps it up for Kirk Morrison, Don Davenport, and our entire crew. I'm Mike Monaco saying so long from Tucson. Let's get you to Cal and Louisville with Brock and Stormy. Here's Dave Fleming.